Welcome, everybody, to a brand new Blu-ray and DVD out and about video today. And this week sees some crazy DC villains going on a very dangerous and deadly mission. Wait a minute. Haven't we been here before? Yes, we have, but we're going back to the well for The Suicide Squad, hitting store shelves along with the horror drama sequel Don't Breathe 2. Let's hope he leaves the turkey baster at home. Let's hope. And Shout Select is releasing a Blu-ray edition of the 1991 zany comedy cult classic, Nothing But Trouble. Oh, so damn good. Oh, so good indeed, guys. And much more. So let's go see the deals, exclusives, and we are at our first location, Walmart. So let's go in and see what they got. All right, everybody. We are in at Walmart. Do I really gotta say it, guys? I mean, good news, they're well stocked. I mean, look, they are pretty well stocked here. So give them credit for that. Bad news, as far as the new shit's concerned, yeah, they don't got jack squat, guys. Yeah, they got nothing new whatsoever. All of it is from like a week ago. You have Snake Eyes, you have Old, Injustice, The Protege, and all of the other cast of characters that we have been seeing week in and week out, guys. I mean, hey, they at least finally have the Green Knight. Took them a couple weeks, but they finally have that. Of course, Free Guy, gotta love that one. I mean, I do want to say about the Snake Eyes thing, though. I want to be honest with you guys. I didn't outright hate the movie. It's got moments that I like. There's moments where I'm like, okay, this is cool. There's potential here. But the problem that I have, and I think it happens a lot of times now with these studios, is that we're just making movies for a franchise factory machine, right? It's not about actually whether it's accurate to the characters or the cartoons or the comic books or anything. We're just making movies in a factory to just make them. And that really sucks, man, because there's a lot of potential within the G.I. Joe series. I just feel like the last couple movies and this one just doesn't really do it for me. There's so much great opportunities for a G.I. Joe series, but we've just been making the same old mundane action garbage, and we need something more special. And until that happens, I hate to say it, we're probably going to get more garbage like Snake Eyes. Yeah, it really sucks, man. That really sucks indeed. I mean, moments, yeah, I've seen better. Then again, I've seen far worse, so take it or leave it, guys. Then, of course, we have M. Night Shyamalan love, and again, I've seen better, I've seen worse. Average M. Night. But is average the best that M. Night can really do? He can do better. It's got moments, but if you're looking for a short story, go with The Twilight Zone. If you're looking for long form and something that's too long for its britches, you got Old, man. However, Injustice is amazing, and also noticing that they have the DVD of Injustice, which is that only at Walmart exclusive. So if you are a DVD lover, and I know there's a lot of you out there, the DVD can only be attained at your local Wally World. There we go with that. And The Protege, as far as fun is concerned, out of all of the new releases, as far as really fun, great, wild action entertainment with quirky characters, I gotta say The Protege is amazing. It's not the best action movie I've ever seen. The action scenes I've seen better in other films, but the characters and the actors are having so much fun that you can't help but love it, man. And that's something that I really do appreciate, man. It doesn't have to be the best movie in the world, but if the characters are having fun and the actors are really playing off those characters and playing off the dialogue and really feeling it, then I'm feeling it as well. You know what I'm saying? And that is really great, man. The rest of it, been there, done that. I mean, less than stellar Cruella, LeBron, who really needs to keep his talents in South Beach and stay there, and Fast and Furious. Man, I'm so done with family. Oh, fuck it, man. Some good ones and some not so good ones, but that's physical media in a nutshell. But as far as the new releases are concerned, yeah, better luck next time at this Walmart, guys. They got the stocks for all your physical media needs, just not the new shit. Next week, guys. That's for sure. Next week. Obviously. Let's head out. Can you believe all that physical media love? Oh, it's all over the place. Oh, man, they are really good this week, guys. Only it's a week late. Damn. Oh, damn. Now, if this was last week, my God, Walmart would be doing pretty damn well. However, you know how this Walmart rolls, baby, and when it rolls downhill fast in a big, bad way, man. And this time around, ain't gonna lie, it really did, man. Where's some of the newer shit? I mean, mind you, it's not the most plentiful physical media week of all time, especially after last week, but there is still some stuff to come out. However, when we will see it at Walmart, especially this one, well, anybody's guess. And I'm not going to go into my crystal ball and try to predict shit, because when I do that, I woefully fail. Yeah, I ain't going to do that, guys. Will Walmart ever go back to the way it used to be? Maybe, but it ain't going to be anytime soon. We're going to have a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel sometimes, like 3 weeks worth, and then we're going to get a lot of weeks of, yeah, guys. You know how we roll here at this Walmart. We stock everything but the goddamn movie. Then when we do, hey, it's a week late. But better late than never. Typical. Well, let's hope for better next week, as we always do. But in the meantime, there is new releases we're showing off. So how about we actually show them? All right, everybody. We are at our second location, Target. But before I go in, I got to talk to you guys about something. So, if you didn't notice, I love physical media, right? I mean, that's why you guys come here for the videos, because I show off and talk about movies. Of course, I'm also hoping that you stay for my ridiculously handsome face. But if you don't, I understand, because this is a movie channel and I talk about movies and physical media. That's why we're all here, folks. And sometimes week in and week out can be a little frustrating for physical media. At least sometimes for me it can, guys. I mean, there are times where I get extremely pissed off, frustrated as hell at the stores, and other times where I'm really loving it, but no week is ever consistent with the next, right? Some stores will have more, other stores won't have a lot, and vice versa. So, it sometimes feels like, at moments, like you want to give up on physical media, right? It's dying. Everyone says it's dying. Critics say it's dying. At this point, they've beaten it over your head so much that why not just give up? However, I got some news for you. Don't give up quite yet, because these statistics that I'm about to show you are pretty damn good. Let's dive in, shall we? So, I was noticing this, right? The total disc sales revenue. So I'm going to give you these numbers for the past few weeks, 3-4 weeks, right? So the week ending 9/18, physical media sold 38.43 million, up 8.26% from a year ago. Okay, pretty solid. Blu-ray was up like 16 million. They did like 24.2 million. They were up from a year ago. DVD was a little bit down, but still sold $21.9 million. I mean, come on, that's crazy ridiculous. Okay, so that week. The week ending 9/25, physical media sold 39.82 million, up 21% from a year ago. Blu-ray sold almost 18 million. They were up 47%. DVD was up almost 6%. They had sold 22 million. Fantastic, right? Okay, so let's keep going. The week ending 10/2, physical media sold 33.95 million, up 5.1% from a year ago. Blu-ray sold 13 million. They were up 12%. DVD sold 20 million. They were up over 2%. Okay, looking good. And the week ending 10/9, they sold 33.76 million. They were up 0.52%. Not a lot, but they were still up. Blu-ray sold 13 million. They were up 7.1%. DVD was a little bit down 3%, but they still sold $20.53 million. And regardless, physical media has been up every single week over a year ago. That is good news, guys. Very, very great news. And you want to know what that tells me? That tells me that physical media is not dead. Now, the critics will tell you, well, of course it's up a year ago. We had the pandemic raging last year. Nobody was buying anything. A lot of places were closed and there wasn't as much physical media out there. I would disagree with that statement. However, they will point to that. Then why is the sales up then? Right? I mean, if physical media is dying, and Lord knows we've heard it over and over and over again, how much physical media is just completely damn near dead, then why have the sales been consistently up, percentage-wise, week in and week out? Why? Perhaps we're flubbing the numbers? You know, that must be it, guys. We're flubbing the numbers. We're adjusting things to make it seem like physical media is more popular than it is. I know. We're fooling everybody, right? We're fooling everybody to make it seem like physical media is important when it's really, really not. Come on, guys. Let's be real here. There's a lot of reasons that we can point to, but I'm going to try to say what I think is really going on. And in my honest opinion, I think we've shifted physical media in a way that's made it more important, right? I mean, you think of the pandemic, and the pandemic has shaped a lot of industries. And in some ways, it's also shaped the physical media industry because not as many people are going to the movies as they were pre-pandemic. I think that's slowly changing, and I think it will get better over time, but people want their entertainment at home. They want their entertainment options not just to go out to a theater with a bunch of people because we're still worried about the pandemic. We're still worried about getting sick and dying. And not only that, but as I've chronicled before, movie theaters aren't exactly the safest anymore. And on top of that, they're also getting more and more expensive. And I think post-pandemic, it's only going to get more and more expensive. I mean, concessions, I don't think are going down in price anytime soon. In fact, I think they're going up. I'm going to guarantee you that most likely within the next year or so, you're going to see ticket prices go up more. And people are more willing to wait for a disc option than stay in a theater. It's going to get more and more that way. Not entirely, but it's kind of creeping that way a little bit. Also, the importance of physical media has definitely come into focus more with streaming services. The idea of them cutting certain scenes or certain episodes and people really feeling like, wow, you know, these streaming services, we give them our money, but yet they're not giving us the product that we know and love. And so physical media is a way to keep that in the original form, the original intent that the filmmakers and the producers and the people that make this content wanted it to be. And so there's a certain level of preserving that helps physical media out. It's also another thing, guys, that as much as I do stream from time to time, the Netflixes, the Hulus, Amazon Primes, Disney Plus, you name it, it's a lot of money. I mean, a lot of people have went out of their way to cut the cord, right? And understandably so, because paying cable prices, all these channels, and really you only watch maybe 8 to 10 channels at most, is kind of ridiculous, and it's overbearing. So people cut the cord. They went to streaming. But now they're finding that the streaming prices are getting so ridiculous that
you really have to be very picky and choosy about what you go for now. Well, I want Netflix. I like Amazon Prime, but do they offer everything that I need? Okay, I like this one show on Apple TV, but it's only one show and I don't watch everything else on there. So you have to be really picky and choosy with how you pay for stuff. Because if you pay for 4 or 5 streaming services, you're already getting up there in the cable price range. And that I don't think people really want, especially pandemic, and you're trying to save up a little money. That's not exactly easy. You have to pick and choose. And with physical media, you realize that you only have to buy it once. Yes, if you're physical media lovers like me or you guys out there, yes, we buy multiple editions of certain movies because, well, we're gluttons for punishment. But that being said, most people, if they buy a physical media copy, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, they only need to buy it one time. And they have it forever. As long as you keep the disc in good shape, treat it well, you'll have it almost for a lifetime. And they're realizing to God, if I pay for this one-time fee, I do not have to worry about paying for this service, for this one thing that I love and watch. And so physical media has gained a certain amount of importance in the streaming world and the pandemic world that I don't think it would have gotten otherwise. And so I think those are reasons why physical media is gaining more of an appreciation, more of an importance than what it did previously. I mean, mind you, let's be real, guys. It's still very niche. Okay, the market is really niche, and it's not like it's growing in leaps and bounds like streaming is, but the fact that it's staying consistent, the fact that the sales are up from last year is good news. Because I always hear about this doom and gloom. I always hear about, well, physical media is down, 25% and everything. And I always hear this whole crap about, well, people are giving up on physical media. I hear it so many times. I'm sick of it. I am incredibly sick of that crap, guys. And I wanted to show this off to say, yes, physical media is not perfect. Yes, we don't have the numbers like streaming does. And yes, maybe a lot of these companies aren't investing in physical media as much as they used to. And Lord knows we don't have as much places to buy physical media as we used to even like 5 or 10 years ago. But the fact that it's remaining strong, the fact that it's still out there and selling and up in percentages and people are still interested in it gives me hope for the future. That this is not going to go away quietly. Physical media is not going to be gone tomorrow. It's going to stay around, man. And as long as we continue to give it that importance, as long as we continue to raise our voices and say how great physical media is, and as long as these companies and these boutique labels and these studios still invest in it and still are willing to give physical media a chance and see these numbers and see that things are improving, then it's not going to go away anytime soon. The critics are wrong, and I want that to happen, guys. Look, at the end of the day, we can always have the best of both worlds, but I want both worlds. I want the streaming world for people who want it, but I also want the physical media world. I want that physical media goodness so that the people who want it can have it. And as long as we still support it, as long as companies like Sony still support it, and PlayStation and the studios, then it's not going away. And these numbers can prove it. It really can, man. So as far as I'm concerned, this is only good news. Will it stay that way forever? I can't guarantee shit, guys. But for now, I'll definitely take it. I hope you will as well. Definitely let me know what you think about that. At least it's my opinion that these are the reasons why, but it doesn't matter what reason. The fact that physical media is selling well definitely pleases me in a big, bad way. Oh, indeed it does, man. Hope it does for you as well. But speaking of physical media, hey, there is some releases this week if you didn't notice. I mean, Walmart didn't have jack squat, but hey, we have loved what Target has been giving us as of late, so I think they could surprise us yet again. Let's hope. How about we go in and find out?
All right, everybody, we are in at Target and look at the new release Love this week. I knew Target would come through yet again. I said I wouldn't bust out the crystal ball when I was at Walmart, but when it comes to Target, now I can almost guarantee the new release Love every single week. So when it comes to Target, yes, I will bust out the crystal ball, and they succeed every single goddamn time. Damn, I love it. I do. Even on a slow physical media release week. New release Love. Here we come. Let's dive in. With the first thing I'm seeing, and they got the 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray digital Love, The Suicide Squad for $32.99, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $26.99, the DVD digital for $22.99, and oh, we can't forget about that Target exclusive Love, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $26.99 with only a Target exclusive packaging. Look at this. This is really cool. The Suicide Squad. It's all like bullet ridden. That is awesome. Oh, that is really cool, man. Look at that. That is really cool. And what it comes with actually is there a standee over here, guys. And the standee is really cool because you can actually see what comes with it. It has interchangeable character cards. So all the different character cards right here that you get inside of it, plus the actual Blu-ray with that artwork right there also. Nice. The Suicide Squad. So awesome, man. Not bad Target exclusive Love. Not bad at all, man. Definitely enjoying that. Definitely fits the movie, that's for damn sure. And also, I gotta admit, guys, I am loving the artwork here. You guys know how much I love seeing every single edition have different type of artwork. There's something about it that is just so cool for a collector mentality, right? It doesn't matter whether you're into the 4K or the Blu-ray or the DVD, you name it, you're gonna get unique artwork regardless. And there's something so fun and really collectible about that stuff. I mean, this is cool artwork, this is really cool, that's cool as well. I mean, it's all cool artwork that really displays off the movie and it seems in a really great way, man. And as a physical media collector, seeing different artwork, that always warms my heart, man. That is always really cool. So you definitely got to appreciate that. Now, as far as the movie is concerned, well, I got a chance to watch it in the movie theater with John, and at first we were really skeptical. Really. Because you've got to remember, guys, we've seen that first Suicide Squad movie. Oh, yes. You remember this one, right? Of course you do. The Joker with the grill. Yeah, that movie, guys. And we experienced it like a lot of people did. We had a lot of hopes. We had a lot of dreams of the possibilities of what a Suicide Squad movie could potentially be. The joys of watching such a madcap, crazy, insane adventure of a movie. And then we actually experienced it. And all of those hopes, all of those aspirations came crashing to the fucking ground. Man, it really did. God, I mean, there is some moments and some very interesting characters that kind of stand out, like Harley Quinn, but for the most part, this was a really, really huge, gigantic letdown in the most major of ways, man. And I've heard so many people blame so many others over the years for this movie. David Ayer has come out and said, well, the studio butchered my cut and there's a longer, way better cut with better Joker footage and all this other great violence in the movie. And he's like, release the David Ayer Suicide Squad cut. And I'm like, look, we had a great petition for Zack Snyder's Justice League. We got that movie done. No more. We ain't petitioning for your cut, bro. Sorry. Not happening. But they're trying in a big bad way, man. But again, it had so much potential, so much possibilities, and it failed so epically that on one hand we thought, geez, going back to the Suicide Squad, well, again, really? Do we really want to? I don't know. Been there, done that, and I don't know if I wanted to go back. But on the other hand, James Gunn is involved, and I love James Gunn. So I'm thinking to myself, well, a second time to the well might not be so bad. So here we go. This movie is madcap insanity personified, man. It truly is. It takes all of James Gunn's sensibility, all of his quirkiness, all of his R-rated, crazy, hilarious sensibilities and puts it into one mainstream film, or as mainstream as DC's gonna let him go, okay? And I love the hell out of this movie, man. I mean, let's be real. The first 5 or 10 minutes of this movie is better than the entire fucking Suicide Squad film. How is that even possible? But it actually is, and James Gunn pulls it off in spades. He really truly does, man. I mean, the characters are quirky, insane. The powers are range from cool to ridiculous to the mundane, but yet very laughable. And he does it in a really fun, quirky style way that only James Gunn knows how to. But it's not like they're completely forgetting Suicide Squad, because you do have Harley Quinn back, you do have Rick Flag, you have a couple of characters coming back from that first movie, so it's not like they're outright completely forgetting about that film. In some ways, it is a sequel, but outside of a couple returning characters and a couple of throwaway lines here and there, they really are ignoring Suicide Squad, and I actually really appreciate that. I truly do, man. I mean, I think James Gunn goes all out in this movie. I think he truly goes all out with the gore, with the blood, with the crazy dialogue, the crazy situations. I mean, it's almost like James Gunn is literally shooting his wad onto the screen right in front of you. And it's messy and you kind of get it in your eye, but you're kind of like, I think I kind of like it. I mean, it's literally what this movie is, man. It's colorful, it's bombastic, it's madcap, and it's hilarious all in one. And I just fucking enjoyed every single second of this movie. I laughed incredibly hard. I winced at the kills. I'm like, oh shit, no. I was cheering. I mean, you name it. There was so many great moments watching this film that I definitely want to revisit, and so many great characters, and the actors are owning this. I mean, John Cena as Peacemaker is amazing. He's hilarious. He's badass. He's dark and gritty. You can't really trust him. I love that so much, man. And I think one of my other favorite, well, actually I have two other favorite ones that I really love, man. I love King Shark. I think King Shark is awesome. At first I was like, I don't know how they're gonna pull this character off. It could be really lame, but they go for more hilarious and over the top, and I love the way they play him, and I love the way Sylvester Stallone plays the character, man. Num nums? Yes, yes. Num nums eat. I love that so much, man. And Polka Dot Man. Oh my god. Polka Dot Man is so cool. And I love the fact that what he has with his powers, I won't spoil it, but I'm like, man, talk about having a case of indigestion and really just puking out and shitting out things that should not be shit out of a normal human being. Like, I love it, and I love the fact of his phobia with his mother. I think that's so great, man. And these are a lot of characters that I never knew existed. I seriously didn't know many of these DC villains ever existed, because you don't really ever focus on them. You're always focusing on the Joker, the Penguin, the Riddler, Catwoman, a lot of the mainstays, but a lot of the smaller Batman villains, the less recognizable ones, I love that they're put on a pedestal and really propped up in this movie, man. And I think they do brilliantly with it in this film. Absolutely brilliant. It's awesome here. It really is amazing what you can do with secondary characters when you put it into the hands of an artist that's really going to make these characters shine in the best way possible. And he definitely does it in this film, man. Characters that you might not have even remembered or noticed before or really cared about, James Gunn makes you care about them. And that's the hallmark of a really great filmmaker, taking characters that are out of the ordinary, characters that are mundane, characters that you don't really care about, and give them a more high profile than you ever thought they would. And that's something that he does best, man. He really does. He did it with Guardians of the Galaxy, and he does it yet again with the Suicide Squad. Even characters that you've seen time and time again, like Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie playing that character. Margot Robbie does a really amazing job in those movies, and she definitely embodies the character of Harley Quinn. But in this movie, she's really able to be Harley in the most best way possible. She's able to just let go and not have to be PG-13 rated, and can just be that R-rated Harley Quinn that you know and love and cheer for and sort of be scared of at the same time. She's great here. Madcap Insanity, this movie is in spades, man. Idris Elba really shines in this film as well. He really does earn his leading man status in this film. I mean, there are so many wonderful moments, comedic bends in this film that I never saw coming. But if you know James Gunn's work, if you've seen a lot of his stuff, then you know what you've come to expect from him. And this movie is no different. It is amazing. Absolutely awesome. As far as DC films go, I mean, I like a lot of the older DC films. But when it comes to the newer stuff, I mean, I've liked the first Wonder Woman. I thought that was amazing. I've loved Joker. Zack Snyder's Justice League was really fantastic. Hell, I'll even give props to a certain extent to Birds of Prey and Aquaman, right? I thought those were really cool. But honestly, this movie takes the fucking cake, guys. I think as far as the newer DC films go, the DCEU in general, the Suicide Squad is where it's at. It beats them all, at least in my opinion. I'm somebody who likes some weird, crazy B-movie madcap films, and there's so much great possibilities, endless opportunities for a Suicide Squad film. Where this one let me down, this one succeeded in spades, and I'm so damn glad for it, man. This is the type of Suicide Squad movie I wanted, and I'm damn glad that I got, dude. This is amazing. If you love some madcap comic book insanity, the Suicide Squad is definitely where it's at, baby, and I'm loving every single second of it. Oh, and look what the fucked up cat dragged in. Jesus Christ. The Blu-ray digital of 31 for $17.99. Not just any old regular Rob Zombie movie, the Steelbook Target edition of 31. Why? Seriously, why, man? Were they contractually obligated for this shit? Seriously? I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like a really great steelbook. Look at that. That's actually pretty cool of a steelbook. I'm not gonna lie, man. It's definitely killer. No pun intended. It's actually pretty sweet. So, all things considered, I gotta give it the love that it deserves because the steelbook looks pretty damn sweet. The movie, not so much. I remember seeing this at home with John and Bob, and we wanted to see it because we kinda, sorta have a soft spot for Rob Zombie, right? House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects, we love that shit, man. And I love Rob Zombie's music, so I keep on giving this guy a chance every single time, but Lord knows he's fucked up more than he's succeeded, guys. I mean, the Halloween movies, Lords of Salem, anybody? Ooh, yeah. And 31 continues the downward spiral. It really does, man. I mean, basically, it's just about these people that get captured and they end up in this sort of survival tournament called Murder World, and it's sort of kill or be killed, essentially. Where it's basically, if I had to nail it down, it's basically almost like a horror version of The Running Man, if I had to say, except it doesn't have Arnold Schwarzenegger or some of the more iconic and cool characters that movie has. This movie, Yeah, no. Not even close, man. I will say Richard Brake is really good in the movie, right? Richard Brake probably is the best out of any character, any actor in the movie. He is really giving it his all, man. And he is one terrifying, evil, sinister motherfucker, man. He really is, dude. He defines the true meaning of a seedy scumbag. I mean, he really does, man. God damn it. So he's good in the movie, but everything else around him, I mean, Malcolm McDowell in like a powdered wig and makeup. Okay, what is this, like the Amadeus auditions? Like, what the like, what the hell's going on, man? Jesus. It just comes off as ridiculous and not nearly as iconic or as terrifying as what Rob Zombie thinks it is, which is a real shame, man. I mean, the characters are just basically fodder to be killed. There's not really any memorable people, any memorable dialogue. Well, there is, I guess, a little bit. I mean, in hell, everybody loves popcorn. I mean, I guess if you want to call that an iconic line, sure, or whatever. But it just kind of all goes through the motions. It's basically horror fodder, right? It's got an interesting idea. It's taking the idea of Running Man and making it into more of a horror experience with a lot of crazy blood and a lot of crazy gore and over the top ridiculous characters that are hunting you down. Okay, cool. But it's really it's going through the motions and kind of empty. And that really sucks, man. But then again, it's Rob Zombie. He's sort of become one note. And he sort of lost his creativity somewhere down the line, man. He used to have it. Like I said, House of a Thousand Corpses, Devil's Rejects. I'll even give Three from Hell. Really good. 31, though, continues the downward spiral in a big, bad way, man. And I have a feeling that he's not got many more chances left. If the Munsters doesn't work out, then he's pretty much flatlined in his career, man. And can somebody please tell Rob Zombie, can he stop casting his fucking wife, please? I mean, fine. I like her as Baby in the Rejects movies. Okay, cool. It is what it is. Fine. She's decent as Baby, cool, whatever. Everything else, why? What's the point in casting her? I mean, if she can't get work anywhere else, doesn't that say something? I mean, seriously, if she can't get any other work as an actress, only in the movies that you cast her in, Rob, I think that's a sign. Just saying. And this movie doesn't do her any favors either. As of late, like in Lords of Salem or 31, she's almost looks like a crack addict or something. Maybe True Life snuck in a little. Oh, I don't want to say. I don't know, guys. Oh gosh, she just looks like she's emaciated and basically ready to throw up another hamburger. I don't know, man. Damn it. I mean, I think Rob is great in the ideas, but sometimes in the execution, it gets lost in translation. And 31, sad to say, is one of those examples. Cool steelbook, but it can be a cool steelbook all at once. The movie itself, well, that's another story. Ah, yes, Don't Breathe 2, The Revenge of the Turkey Baster. Oh, God, no. No, please don't. I can't go back there, guys. I really can't do it. Oh, man, can we please not, man? Oh, Lord. I have spent way too much money on therapist bills trying to forget that shit. I just can't. I so can't do it, dude. I really don't want to go back to my therapist again. I thought I was just getting over that shit. I can never look at a turkey baster the same way ever. Ever again. Thanksgivings are fucking ruined. Jesus Christ. Oh man, thankfully there is no turkey basters in this movie, and I am so goddamn thankful for that, man. Jeez. So yes, we do have a second Don't Breathe. Now, if you remember in the first Don't Breathe movie, at the end of it, he wasn't dead, actually. He was very much alive and out there to terrify more people in his blind rage. Oh, just what I wanted. And the movie made a good chunk of money. Don't Breathe really did. So here I'm thinking to myself, yeah, eventually we were gonna get a sequel, or at least I thought we were. It took a little bit longer than I anticipated, but we're here. Don't Breathe 2 is now in our hands, our horror-loving hands. So, is he out for revenge? Is he stalking his next victim? Well, no. He's actually living the quiet life with his daughter? What? Seriously? You know, when I thought about a Don't Breathe sequel, this is not what I thought of, guys. Dead serious. But yeah, he's actually living with this little girl that he says is his daughter, and eventually some dudes break into his home and start to terrorize him and his little girl. But they have a very interesting motive into why they're doing what they're doing. I mean, I thought for a second he might have turkey basted somebody else. But no, this time he actually legitimately just kidnapped somebody and pretended to be their father. Now, there could have been worse ways. There definitely could have been, guys. I mean, it's very interesting, right? Because I had so many thoughts and ideas of what another Don't Breathe movie was going to be. And this was so not even in my thoughts. But I got to admit, the movie is good, though. The movie's not bad. I like the motives of the people who are breaking in. I like the idea that this guy has formed this bond with this little girl and that he cares for her, even in this sort of twisted, psychotic way. And how even if he's not your family, you've grown up with him, you know him, you love him, and technically he is your protector. And so he needs to fight for his daughter, even though it's not his daughter, even though he ended up kidnapping them. At the end of the day, well, family is family, and you can't choose who you love, even if they do kidnap you and psychologically mess you up to think that you're their father. Yeah, family's a real bitch. Family really is, guys. Oh, man. The movie, as I said, is good. There is some good gore. There is some kills here. I like how they use him being blind and his other senses. Kind of like how they did with the first film. I like how they use it to his advantage. I thought that was some pretty clever stuff, man. The problem with this movie, the main problem, is the fact that they actually make him a good guy. You actually have to sympathize for this dude, and that's where I think the movie starts to fall apart, because did we forget? Did the filmmaker suddenly have amnesia and forget the fact that he literally raped a girl with a turkey baster? Did we forget this shit? Seriously, man. He literally impregnated a woman with a turkey baster with his own fucking semen. My God, man. This guy is irredeemable. And yet, this movie pretends that that never happened. And basically, it's just this blind man who kidnapped this little girl because he was lonely, and these people are coming after him. This movie has no connection to the first Don't Breathe film, and that really sucks, man, because I was hoping for something so much more, something that connected to the first film, some really grand kidnapping scheme or revenge plot that just never happened. And that's a really big disappointment. And I'm just kind of bothered by the fact that I'm supposed to root for this guy now, that I'm supposed to forget everything from that first film, all the evil deeds that he did. Fuck it. Doesn't matter, hit rewind, hit reset, and go back. I can't do that, man, especially when it's called Don't Breathe 2. It's the sequel. How can you forget the moments and everything that happened from that first one? You can't. By calling it Don't Breathe 2, you're literally telling the audience this guy is the same dude, so now you want me to root for him? And the problem is the film goes out of your way. The film goes so far out of your way to want to root for him. So much so that when the kidnappers get the little girl back, and there's this whole idea that they're the real family, and they're bringing her back because he kidnapped them, etc., etc. You're like, okay, fine. The family is getting the little girl back, but then they go out of their way to say, well, they're people who do drugs and meth addicts, and they need the little girl's heart. And you're like, oh my God. So you literally go out of your way to make the family a bunch of scumbags, so I have to root for this evil character. I have no other choice but to do it. And that really pisses me off, man. That really does. I just hate the fact that you have to go out of your way to like this dude and care for him when you know all the facts otherwise. It just kind of is upsetting, and it doesn't really make a lot of sense, and it kind of turned me off to the movie. I mean, if the movie wasn't called Don't Breathe 2, something else, I would have liked it. I would have thought, okay, this is interesting. It's clever. I like the whole blind man angle, but yeah, it just doesn't work, man. I know what that guy did with the turkey baster, okay? I know what he did. I can't unsee that shit, okay? No fucking way. So there's no way that I'm gonna root for this guy. It's just a real shame because they made a good movie, but by making it a sequel, they really undercut the film itself, and that really sucks. I mean, good performances by Stephen Lang. I mean, good performances by a lot of the characters and actors, but again, I have to sympathize with this dude. I just can't, man. That turkey baster just won't leave my fucking mind. And in case you were looking for a little Don't Breathe double feature action, Target ends up having your fix for $24.99. Turkey baster rape and child kidnapping, all in one package. Who says you can't find the perfect gift? Oh, shit. Oh, no, man. Yeah, no, thank you. Let's move on, shall we? To Stillwater, the Blu-ray DVD digital for $24.99, the DVD for $19.99. Ah, yes. From turkey baster rape and child kidnapping to imprisonment. Great, we're really on a roll, man. We really are. So I got a chance to watch this on Amazon Prime, and I wanted to because of Matt Damon. I am a big fan of Matt Damon, man. He's not perfect as an actor, but he goes out of his way, man, to really invest in the roles that he does, and he has definitely refined his game as an actor. He takes a lot of chances, and I appreciate his style. And I like him. I really do. So I knew what this was, and I figured they might as well give it a chance, right? I mean, basically, it's about this father, played by Matt Damon, and his daughter is in prison for a crime that she says she didn't commit, but there's no other proof to say otherwise, and she's just in prison. And he's basically trying to find the real culprit behind the killing and trying his best to set her free in a country that he doesn't really understand, and with the culture differences and the language barriers, doing his best to try to solve the mysteries and deal with life in a country that's anything but ordinary, put it that way. I really dug this movie. I really did. And I like Matt Damon playing this gruff, older man who's had difficulties in his life. He's fed up. He's frustrated with the world. On top of that, his daughter's in prison. And he's just trying to do the right thing. And at every single corner, he gets cut off in one fashion or another. And he's just had it. but he's trying to keep it together the best he possibly can, and I really appreciated that. And I thought Matt Damon really brought it as far as the acting is concerned. He really did. Abigail Breslin, who plays his daughter, I thought she did a really great job as well. She's got some really great meaty scenes with some really great acting between her and Matt Damon. I felt there was a lot of really great chemistry and great scenes, and I really love being in France, being in this foreign country, and the difficulties of being an American in a foreign land. And you really get the gist of that. You get the idea that he's trying to do his best to figure this all out when no one is helping him. And he's literally almost a one-man army in trying to figure out how to help my daughter out, but yet still understand this cultural divide. And he does a really good job with that. And I thought Matt Damon really played both angles really great, as he normally does, because let's be real, he's Matt Damon, and he's a pro at this. You know what I'm saying? He really is. So he did a great job at that. I thought he did, at least. I thought the acting was really solid. And I like the mystery of trying to find this Akeem, this guy that supposedly actually did the killings, and trying to find him and the mystery behind that, and at every corner finding something else that's gone wrong. For the most part, I actually really dig this movie. Mostly. I mean, Matt Damon does a great job in this film, right? He's playing frustrated, he's playing angry. This is a guy that's been beat down in his life, trying to help his daughter out, trying to do the right thing, going within the legal boundaries, and just not succeeding. And with the cultural barriers, and this being a character that isn't exactly the most finessed with dealing with people, I like how Damon played it. I really like him in this movie. I like Abigail Breslin. She's really good in here as well. She plays Matt Damon's daughter, and the frustration of being in prison, the hopes of maybe finding this mysterious Akeem, and then the depression of finding out that it's all gone wrong and there is no hope, and playing that out over many scenes, especially with Damon. She holds her own. She really does. She does a great job, man, and I give her a lot of credit. I give everybody who acted in this a lot of credit. They're all playing the roles perfectly. It's really well done, man, and I like this mysterious Akeem and the search for him and trying to find answers and the roadblocks. I like all that stuff, man. But I think the first hour or so is better than the second half. I really do believe that, because the whole searching for Akeem, the whole searching for answers and trying to help his daughter out, that first half of the movie is really solid. You're on the edge of your seat. You're trying to find out what's really going on here, and if she's able to get out of prison, if he's going to be able to find the answers. And then the second half of the movie slows down. It stops really being about helping out the daughter and more about him living in this cultural different type of world and being friends with this woman and this child. And the second half is not as strong as the first half. I understand why they did the first half the way they did. I understand why they decided to go that route, because it's more of like a character based, and you understand when it all goes wrong, he's got a lot more to lose. But it just didn't come off as strong as the first half did. That whole search for this person who committed the real crime, that's what got me intrigued on the movie. And then the cultural stuff was good, but it didn't quite hit me with the way the first half did. Matt Damon is good. He plays it perfectly. All the actors play it perfectly. It was never really an extremely dull movie. There was always something really interesting in there to dive into. I never felt like it was a time waster, but at the end of the day, I thought the first half was much stronger. I was much more involved in the plot and the characters, and I cared a little bit more. It's an interesting idea, and I like the cultural differences, but it didn't quite come off the way I was hoping for, put it that way. Ride the Eagle? You don't say. Okay, the DVD for $12.99. Change is in the air. Ooh, is it now? Jake Johnson, J.K. Simmons, Susan Sarandon. Nice. It's been a while since I've seen Susan Sarandon do anything. Man, I do miss her as an actress. I really do, man. Gosh, she should do more work. Huh. Comedy full of heart. When Leaf's estranged mother, Honey, dies, she leaves him a conditional inheritance before he can move into her picturesque Yosemite cabin. Yosemite cabin, what is it, like Abe Lincoln or some shit? He has to complete her elaborate and sometimes dubious to-do list. Leaf and Nora, her canine BFF, step into Honey's wild world as she tries to make amends from beyond the grave in this hilarious and heartfelt comedy. So it's kind of like a heartwarming version of Brewster's Millions? Kind of? I mean, it has that same idea about an inheritance, but there's conditions to it, and if you do all these conditions, you end up getting the money, so kind of like that? I mean, at least that's the way I'm seeing it. Except, instead of Richard Pryor having John Candy, what if it was a dog? Okay, sure, cool. All right, man, I'm down for it. What the hell, man? Jeez. I don't know. I mean, it looks all right. I mean, I like Jake Johnson. He's not my favorite actor, but he doesn't annoy me. He's pretty good at most of his stuff. Not really leading man quality, but he's all right. I mean, I love J.K. Simmons. J.K. Simmons is a fucking man, dude. And Susan Sarandon, love her. So the cast is pretty decent. I like the idea of somebody learning lessons through this inheritance and the challenges in order to get it and possibly becoming a better person out of it. Maybe not a bad, interesting little adventure of a movie. I do dig Brewster's Millions, so if the tasks are as wacky as that, I'm on board. I just knew it had to happen eventually, damn it. I just knew it. We are right around the corner from it, and wouldn't you know, we started off with those goddamn Christmas movies. Man. Oh. The Lifetime Holiday Heartwarmers, the 4-movie collection. Oh. For $9.99. Oh, give me a break. Jesus. Merry Christmas. Little Wedding. Welcome Home Christmas. The Christmas edition. And Feliz Navidad. Get it? Oh, give me a break. It is only at Target, though. So if you're looking for all that really heartwarming Christmas movie love so soon, well, Target's got your back, I guess. Oh, man. I don't know, man. I mean, I hate this time of year. I mean, okay, I love this time of year because the physical media is so good and there's so many great releases, but now you know what we're getting. We're getting all of the goddamn Christmas movies. Oh, man. Come on, guys. You know I'm gonna say it. Why can't we have more Hanukkah movies? Seriously, if we had more Hanukkah movies in the world, it'd be a better place. Indeed it would, man. I mean, Happy Hanukkah Little Wedding? Welcome Home Hanukkah? The Hanukkah edition? Feliz Navi Menorah? Eh? I don't know, man. I mean, you Christians always have all the fun. Damn it, you really do, man. All I ever get is like 8 Crazy Nights and Yentl. Fuck. Damn it, man. But Lifetime does special in all these wonderful Christmas movies every single year, so why not start early? Sure, why not? I know a lot of people are into the Christmas movies. I know they are. And there are some Christmas movies that I really love, but a lot of these Lifetime ones, they are just schmaltzy for schmaltzy, and I can only deal with so much schmaltz, guys. Until I start to puke. All right? I can't take much of it. Not gonna lie, man. But if you're into them, hey, guess what? It's that time of year. So dive right in. God bless your ever-loving holiday hearts. Really, seriously. But man, actually a lot of physical media, a lot more than I was honestly expecting, and that is pretty damn cool, not gonna lie, guys. And Target definitely brought the love, and I am loving that. Let's head out. Oh, Target. What would I do without you? Indeed. What would I do without Target nowadays? And honestly, a couple years ago, I would have said the exact opposite, man, but they are doing their physical media deeds and showing off all that movie love. Indeed, they are, man. I mean, this is not exactly the most plentiful week, especially coming off of last week and how many releases we saw and so many additions. It was so amazing. So this week is a little bit of a step down, okay, to be fair. But you want to know what? Target said, hold my beer, baby, because we saw a lot of really great stuff. We saw Target exclusives. We saw all the new release goodness. We ended up seeing a little bit of indie love and a little bit of exclusive Christmas editions. Okay, it can't all be perfect. It really can't, man. But hey, I will take it. When it comes to physical media love, you know I love showing off every bit of that physical media gold. And Target done did it again. Oh, they did. And I'm loving every single time I come in here, because you always know you're going to get something worth your weight in gold when it comes to physical media now, because Target is just proving it time and time again. And I am loving it so much, guys. I hope you are too. They definitely made up for Walmart in a big bad way. Hell, they're doing it every single week, and this week is no exception. Hope you loved it. I definitely did, guys. How about we head to the next location? Hopefully the physical media train keeps on rolling. All right, everybody. We are at our third location, the second Walmart. I'm going to go in and check out if there's any interesting indie titles worth showing off. If there is, I will bring it back to Film Fan 108 HU and show it off to each and every one of you. But before I do that, I got to talk about a trailer with you guys, and this one was very highly anticipated. And did it live up to the expectations? Well, we're just gonna have to wait and see when video game adaptations strike back yet again with Uncharted. Oh, they do. Oh. Let's put it this way, guys. Video game adaptations haven't exactly been the most successful. For the most part, they literally fail on their face. Could Uncharted be one of the ones that corrects that trend? Guess we'll have to find that one out. But in the meantime, hey, we do have the trailer, so why not dive into that, man? Now, I'm going to be real with you. The first Uncharted game, I believe, came out around 2007, if I'm not mistaken. And at that point, I was no longer a gamer. I had left the gaming scene at that point long before that, and I wasn't really interested in video games. I wasn't really playing them. I wasn't keeping up with anything. But how could you not have heard of Uncharted? I mean, seriously, especially when everyone was talking about how amazing the game was. You were seeing the graphics, you were seeing the scenes. It was just all over the place on the internet, and everybody was talking about it one way or another. So even though I wasn't playing it, I had definitely heard about it. So I'm like, okay, man, this looks kind of cool. Makes me want to play video games again. But I wasn't going to do it, man. But I had heard really wonderful things, and it definitely became a video game series, a really popular one. People dug the action, adventure, mystery aspects. They enjoyed the characters like Nathan Drake and Sully. They enjoyed all of those people, man, and rightfully so. They became popular characters. So eventually the popularity was so high that everyone's like, well, movie? Like, they're like, okay, hey, man, this is so popular that why not turn this into a movie franchise? Makes sense. Hell, everyone's been getting them as of late. I mean, hell, Super Mario even got one. Yeah, not exactly perfect, but, you know, I'll take it. So, there have been some good moments in video game adaptations, some bad ones.
But if it's profitable enough, if a studio is going to assume that they can make a lot of money, of course they're going to fucking try it, man. So this is another one of those cases. As far as the trailer is concerned, I like the trailer, don't get me wrong. As someone who's never played any of the Uncharted games, I can see how Uncharted is really popular. And I can see how Uncharted is something that people would love the action sequences. Because I've sort of done my research, and a lot of certain action scenes that are in the trailer are in the games, especially the end of the trailer. There's a whole scene with the cargo plane and a lot of stuff that's come out of the cargo plane, and he's like hopping around a lot of that stuff and trying to like reach back and everything. Apparently that's in the game, and I'm like, okay, that's a cool sequence. I can see how that's iconic. People really want to see that on the big screen. I can see it, and it looks cool, don't get me wrong. But I also look at the trailer and I'm like, it doesn't really feel like it's gelling together the way I might have wanted it to. Like, I look at this and I'm like, oh, it's about treasure hunting and finding this long lost gold. And I'm like, oh, so it's National Treasure or Indiana Jones. Except you don't have Harrison Ford playing Indiana, and you certainly don't have Nicolas Cage. And if you don't have Nicolas Cage in this bitch, why bother? I mean, seriously, man. But it's also the actors, because don't get me wrong, I like Tom Holland, right? I think he's great as Spider-Man. I think he's awesome. But I looked up the character of Nathan Drake, and I look at Tom Holland, and just as sort of a casual person stepping back, not having played any of the Uncharted games, I just don't feel him as the character. Even from the trailer, I don't. I think he seems a little too young to play it, and doesn't feel that sort of grizzled treasure hunter that I would be interested in investing in. And the same thing for Mark Wahlberg. I mean, I like Mark Wahlberg. I mean, come on. He's Wahlberg. So, of course I like the dude. But I think it's wrong casting in this. I just don't feel the chemistry between them. And when looking up the character of Sully online, I'm like, Mark Wahlberg doesn't even match that. And Tom Holland doesn't match Nathan Drake. So I'm like, the two of them together, it just seems like really bad casting. Really off the mark. And I ended up actually watching, because they have this fan film, this Uncharted fan film on YouTube, and I watched it, and it had Nathan Fillion as Nathan Drake, and I'm like, that's perfect. I was watching, I'm like, he is Nathan Drake. That guy is amazing. I'm like, why didn't they cast him? And having Sully played by Stephen Lang, again, look up Sully online. Stephen Lang fit Sully perfectly, especially with the stash, man. It looked great. And I'm thinking, like, the chemistry is amazing here. I like the fan film. I'm like, you could make a really exciting Uncharted movie with these two guys, or at least people that are more closer to the character types than what Wahlberg and Holland are. And it's just a shame, because I think what Sony is going for here is we need big name actors in an Uncharted movie to sell it. And do you really need big name actors for Uncharted? Uncharted is a huge video game franchise. Uncharted is a brand. You can sell it on the brand alone. Do you really need the big name actors here, man? I mean, some actors still sell movies, right? They still do. You see a big name actor, you're like, okay, that guy can still sell a movie. But it's not like 20 or 30 years ago where you needed a big name in order to sell your big film. Nowadays, you don't need to do that as much anymore. If you have a brand, if you have a successful franchise already, then as long as you get the fan casting right, as long as you end up, making something that the fans can really appreciate, people are going to flock to the movie, man. I mean, look at Deadpool. Deadpool is a perfect example of this. I mean, they cast Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds was a great fan casting choice for that character, and it worked out perfectly. The movie ended up being great. Ryan Reynolds killed it as Deadpool, and so everyone was happy. The studio made a lot of money. The fans ended up being happy with the product that came out, and everything worked out well. Why couldn't they do that with this? I mean, Nathan Fillion, yes, he's not a big name star, but he still fits that persona, or somebody like that. Unfortunately, nowadays, we're so invested in these franchises now, and every actor wants to get on board it, and unfortunately, we're just casting people for the sake of casting them. Oh, Tom Holland is the new hot guy in Hollywood. Okay, we're going to cast him. Oh, Wahlberg. Oh, look, Wahlberg still has sexiness, and hey, he's selling Wahlburgers, so why not be in an Uncharted movie? Like, unfortunately, it's not about casting the people that actually make sense to be in the goddamn movie. And that really sucks, man. It really does, dude. I mean, it just seems from the trailer that it just seems like a generic action adventure movie with a ton of CGI in it and good looking dudes that barely break a sweat. Okay? And I've seen these movies a time or two, man. I have seen them. And I miss the days of Indiana Jones, man. I miss the days, hell, of the National Treasure movies. I love both National Treasure 1 and 2, man. And I think there's a lot of really great action spectacle in there. I love the adventure aspects to it. I think that there's a lot of charm to those films. This movie just feels like an action movie that you've seen so many times before. You know, insert action movie here, insert random, action sequence here. It doesn't feel like there's something genuine and unique to the movie. It just feels like it's the same old thing that you've seen over and over again with these big name, good looking stars, and that's it. And at the end of the day, I want more. I really do. Now, does that mean that the movie's bad? No, the movie could be really fantastic. I could watch the movie and say, my God, this thing is amazing. And I can eat my words. But something tells me that this movie is not going to impress me at the end of the day. I've heard that this movie has been in development hell for a long time, and that they've tried getting this movie off the ground so many times, and finally casting Holland and Wahlberg sort of gave them the opportunity to do it. But it just feels like a mundane action movie that they sprinkled in moments from the Uncharted video game series in order to say that it's an Uncharted movie, right? We'll put in this Uncharted action scene, and it's so iconic that, hey, it is Uncharted, right? And so it doesn't really feel to me like a pure Uncharted movie. It just feels like almost like a prequel to an eventual actual Uncharted movie where we'll actually get the Uncharted movie that you want and love. But until then, you just have to deal with a Nathan Drake character that hasn't even really went through puberty yet, and Mark Wahlberg that would rather have his muscles than show off his mustache. So, good luck to all you Uncharted fans out there. I really have no stake in the movie, honestly. I really have no, big investment in it. I know of the series. I've never played it. But I know a lot of diehards out there who have seen this trailer and, oh man, are just really, really disappointed in a big bad way, man. I can't quite say I blames you. I can't quite say I do, man, because at the end of the day, you have your hopes and dreams of something really great, and when you see this, it doesn't come across the way that you really want. And when a fan film, by the way, is better than this movie, that really tells you that a studio is really out of touch and doesn't exactly know how to make an actual movie, but that they're just in it for the profits. Can't say fans are always right, can't say studios are always right, but if you meet in the middle, it's a really great experience. Deadpool proves that. But when you are just in it for the profits and don't really care about the fans, this could end up being the results. Sad but true, guys. Definitely let me know what you think about that. I'm dying to know about this one. In the meantime, how about we head into the second Walmart and hopefully some physical media goodness worth checking out.
All right, everybody, in at the second Walmart, and it's an interesting physical media week, isn't it? After the big, bombastic plentifulness of last week, this week is a little bit of a slowdown, not a crazy slowdown, especially when it came to Target. So, does the physical media train, does it keep on rolling, or does it come to a crashing halt? Well, with the second Walmart, it keeps rolling. Oh, indeed it does. Yes, it keeps on going. Maybe not a lot of love, a little bit of love, but you know what I always say, a little bit of love goes a long way. And this stack, it's definitely got some mileage. I will take it, guys. So you know what that means. We are heading back to Film Fan 108 HU, where you at the SU get a show of all that physical media love. You up for it? Oh, what do you got there? A little bit of movie snacking goodness?
Indeed, I do.
Well, you're gonna save some for me, right?
You're funny. You really are.
You're seriously not gonna save me any?
No. Go get your own.
So much for friends. I'll remember this, damn it. Don't think I'll forget about this. In the meantime, while you're snacking, maybe you can show off a little physical media love since you're not giving me any.
Friends, huh? Right. I tolerate you, pal, but you wanna know what? When it comes to my movie snacking, you ain't touching shit. Oh, all mine. Get your own. Nobody messes with my movie snacks and my movies. Not nobody. Not know how, damn it. He should have learned that lesson already. And if he hasn't, he's got a lot more to worry about than just movie snacks. That's for damn sure, guys. Never mess with my movie etiquette. Popcorn, movies, couch, and all that movie loving goodness, baby. Can't be beat. I hope you agree. Come on, movie popcorn. Seriously. Amazing. Ah, yes, indeed it is. But you know what's even better? Physical media love. Of course it is. And of course I am going to show off the physical media goodness. And let's be real, guys. I mean, here I was thinking to myself, not gonna be as crazy plentiful of a week compared to last week. And oh my God, was it absolutely amazing. So here I am walking into these stores, and of course you walk into Walmart and you think, oh wow, okay, same old, but then Target changes it all around, and boy, did we have some really great movie love so far. Target definitely started us off in a big, bad way, man, and so here I am thinking, okay, lesser week, a lot of big name titles, but what about the smaller indie stuff? Was Walmart really gonna supply it? And thankfully, oh, they did. Just a little bit, baby. But a little bit of Walmart indie love definitely goes a long way. And as you know, any kind of Walmart indie love, I definitely appreciate. The weird, bizarre, the ridiculous. I'm up for all of it.
It's time to indulge in a little Walmart indie goodness. Oh yes, it can never be replicated. Because seriously, who else is going to carry this shit? I mean, literally, guys. Who else, man? There ain't many places like Wally World, especially with some of these titles. Let's dive in, shall we? With the first title that I'm seeing, that's none other than Whitetail. Oh, eat, sleep, hunt, survive. Oh, yes. Humans hunting humans, perhaps? Maybe? Let's dive in, shall we? Can the family survive as they now become the hunted? In West Texas, a family hopes to put recent tragedies behind them by going hunting over the weekend. I can relate because, any tragedy that I go through, absolutely I go hunting. It's one hell of a feeling. Yeah, right. Man. Instead, they find a man who's been shot, clutching a bag of cash. Where did the cash come from? And who shot the man? Indeed. Mysteries galore. But when they find out who he is, they will be the hunted. Oh, indeed they will. Oh, yes. Okay. A stranger with a mysterious past, a bag of cash, a lot of guns. Why do I feel like this happens all the time in Texas? Why, man? I've never been to Texas in my life, but man, everything I hear, this shit must happen constantly. My God, man. At this point, literally, it's just like an everyday fucking occurrence, man. Jeez, it's like breathing at this point. Fuck, man. Damn. I'm glad I live in New York. Ain't gonna lie, guys. Oh, man. You know what this reminds me of? It kind of, in a small way, kind of reminds me of that movie, The Guest. If you've ever seen that, I mean, it's not the like in that movie that guy wakes up and, there's all kinds of like cash and everything going on. Obviously, it's a stranger that's entering into somebody's life. And once they find out what's really going on, they're the ones that are being hunted and killed. It's somewhat similar, not entirely. The Guest is an amazing movie, by the way. Fantastic. If you've ever watched it, you know what I'm talking about. If you never have, man, get on that shit because it is really good, man. This is another one of those sort of psychotic killers that is on the loose and manipulating the family and eventually turns on them. We've seen this type of movie time and time again. Movies like The Stepfather. It's nothing exactly new. An interesting twist on it to a certain extent, but still a crazy motherfucker that's on the loose and a family that has to survive. It's been done, hasn't it? It indeed has. This one looks okay, maybe a little cheapo. Certainly not as good as The Guest, nor as good as The Stepfather, but seriously, who can really beat those two? Those ones are fan-fucking-tastic, man. Whitetail looks interesting, common though. And it just makes me realize that, yeah, if I ever live anywhere, probably not going to be Texas. Guns, cash, and death. Yeah, I'm just gonna stay here in New York and stay away from that shit. In the apocalypse, everyone wears gas masks. Shit. Damn, man. We have them in the present day, and apparently in the future, yeah, we simply can't get rid of that shit. Damn. Because war is the future in Zone Drifter. Oh, indeed it is. Look. Man, they aping off like Walking Dead with that bat and shit. Damn, man. Negan? God, I hope not. Shit, man. Interesting. Oh, Wild Eye releasing, huh? Fighting for life in a dying world. In the distant future, a former soldier battles through a ravaged post-war wasteland and faces an army of program killers while searching for his missing brother. Good luck trying to find your missing brother in a post-war wasteland. That shit, man. And I thought I was having troubles in life. Yeah, good luck, buddy. Oh, man. Post-war or post-apocalyptic type of movies, there's a ton of them out there, isn't there? I mean, there really is. It's like they're breeding like rabbits or some shit. I mean, seriously, you have all kinds of ones. You have really action-packed ones, like The Road Warrior, right? You have those ones. You also have fun ones out there, like, for instance, Night of the Comet. Yes. Have you guys ever seen Night of the Comet? That is some really fun 80s goodness, man. I love the shit out of that. Really quirky, very entertaining, fun characters. Definitely dig this one. So you have these ones that can be very fun and wild and unique. Then you also have the really dark ones out there, like Threads. Holy shit, man. Have you ever seen Threads? God damn, man. This is depressing as shit. It really is, man. I mean, this is like post-apocalyptic, post-nuclear war, like really dark, depressing, dreary, and it just feels so realistic that you're almost like taken aback by that shit, man. It really, man, hits you like a hammer, dude. I mean, that is amazing. So there's ones out there that can be really fun, others that can be downright dark and depressing. So there is a lot out there that you can experience from one post-apocalyptic adventure to the next. So where does Zone Drifter go? I'm assuming it's dark and a little bit more action-packed than depressing. However, what post-apocalyptic wasteland isn't depressing in one way or another? Seriously, man. The world has gone to shit. People are turning into evil motherfuckers and cannibals and just rape and pillaging and destruction and chaos. Yeah, I'm so over that shit. I'm so over that shit, man. I've seen too many of these motherfuckers, and I don't know if this one is gonna bring anything new or interesting. I like the whole like trying to find my brother angle and the family stuff, and that's kind of cool and interesting. But then again, that's been done too. So it's not like this brings anything new to the table, and Wild Eye Releasing isn't exactly the most unique and interesting company that brings out certain batches of movies. It's more of like the dime store type of movies. You guys know. I'm sure this will eventually come to the Dollar Tree at some point, and you can either pay like $10 at Walmart or eventually pay $1 at the Dollar Tree. Which one you choosing, man? Zone Drifter, yeah, may have its moments, but if you've seen like five to ten post-apocalyptic movies, shit, you've seen them all, man. The Road, Mad Max, and all the ones in between. Oh yeah, we've seen them all. And Zone Drifter probably is aping off of all of them, and not nearly as clever or interesting. But then again, what do you really expect? So masks are born to kill. Indeed, they are. The Shudder original Skull, the Mask. Look at that, man. I'm liking that weird, like, skull mask, whatever the fuck it is, man. It looks really gruesome and sinister, man. Damn, that does look pretty cool, though. Huh. Yo. Oh, that looks great. Oh, shit, that looks awesome, dude. Huh. Shudder, huh? Hmm. Wonder what this is about. After disappearing over 50 years ago, an ancient artifact known as the Mask of Anhanga resurfaces at an archaeological dig in the Amazon. It is brought to Sao Paulo to be exhibited at a museum, but before reaching its destination, the mask starts to claim its victims as it possesses and forces them to carry out visceral sacrifices in gruesome fashion. With the body count increasing, it's up to Officer Beatriz Obdius. Wait a minute, so the world hangs in the balance with the heroine Beatriz? Damn. To find the mask and put an end to the murder spree. Oh, okay. Yo, look at that. Whoa! Look at that creepy, weird, gruesome, bloody fucker. Yo. Damn, that's interesting, man. You want to know what? Some masks are deadly, but other masks, well, they're a little bit more fun. Of course they are. Why does everything have to be murderous? Some things can just be downright entertaining. Like The Mask. Ah, yes, Jim Carrey's The Mask. So damn good. Funny and entertaining. Jim Carrey is aces in here. He doesn't kill, though. Damn, that sucks. Apparently you can't get everything.
But it's still an entertaining flick, though. You got to admit that one, guys.
Indeed there is. I mean, there's something about a mask. Whether it's Jason or Michael or in that movie Freaky or even like in Silence of the Lambs, that great mask that Hannibal has or something, there's something about a mask that when hiding behind it gives you a certain amount of power that you've never had before. There's something about it that is mystifying and mysterious and evil and possesses you in a way that you wouldn't be otherwise. And there's something about that that I really appreciate and love. Being a horror fan as much as I am, trust me, I've seen enough killers with masks on to appreciate that shit in spades, man. So this definitely does have me intrigued. I'm not gonna lie, man. I mean, the design of that skull alone is pretty damn cool, man. It really is. Ugh. It's pretty damn nice, man. And I like some of the imagery here too. It could be good, but let's be real, guys. Shudder hasn't always been great. A lot of times it's been less than stellar. Yeah, it is really true, man. I mean, sometimes Shudder really surprises me. It really can. And a lot of the time, it ends up kind of being weak sauce. It really does. It takes a lot of ideas from better horror movies and just does a hodgepodge of an original movie that isn't as clever nor as interesting or as horrific as the original ones that it's aping off of. Could this be another one of those, or could it be an interesting surprise among the bunch? It has promise, but could it deliver? Definitely let me know about this, but honestly, I stay away from ancient artifact shit, guys, because let's be real, I don't want to be dead. I like being alive. I like watching my movies. I'd rather watch movies than actually be in them because, I'm the funny guy. And the funny guy, hate to say it, he always dies. And that's a real bummer. Some dates can go really bad. Yeah, no shit. Oh, in a first date, do or die. Oh, there is no try. Oh, man. Oh, what is this? Good Lord, man. Seriously? A first date that goes horribly, horribly wrong. Been there, done that. Oh, man. What is this about? Shy teenager Mike finally summons the courage to ask out his gorgeous neighbor Kelsey, only to realize he's missing a key element for a successful date. A car. Well, he could always get his mother or father to drive him. Yeah, no, if we want to get late, we need the car, damn it. Panicked and low on cash, he's gone into buying a beat-up 65 Chrysler. Mike's plan to win over Kelsey soon turns into a surreal misadventure when they are targeted by cops, criminals, and a crazy cat lady. Motherfucker. You can never trust those goddamn cat ladies. You really can't, man. Holy shit. And what a fucking wild and crazy adventure, all to go on a first date with a hot chick. Then again, if you're a teenager, let's be real, hot chicks are everything. They really honestly are, man. You want to know what this reminds me of? Well, it actually reminds me of a couple things here and there. I mean, one, obviously, if you've never seen it, God help you that you haven't seen this one. The 80s classic License to Motherfucking Drive, man. Corey Haim, Corey Feldman. Oh, so goddamn good, man. I mean, that is similar to this in a lot of ways. The idea of having a date with this hot chick and not having a car and suddenly, well, in their case, stealing a car and then ended up going on the date and all the crazy wild hijinks that happen. I mean, that is pure goddamn 80s, man. That really is. So, I mean, that's definitely fun and entertaining in its own, like, wild adventure, boys being boys type of movie. Really, really great, man. I mean, there's other ones out there as well. Not exactly as crazy as License to Drive or anything, but they have their moments. Kind of like Into the Night, which is really good, man. Into the Night is really cool with Goldblum and Pfeiffer. Not really in the same way of a teen stealing a car or buying this random vehicle to impress a hot chick, but more of this guy that's down on the dumps that ends up encountering Michelle Pfeiffer and going on this crazy wild adventure and realizing that he sort of loves her at the end of it all. Really fascinating, really interesting. I do kind of like that shit. Or you could be like Arnie. Yeah, impressing a chick with a car can be real deadly. Oh, yes, let's be real. There's not many comedic elements in this. This is pure horror rage, man. And that car wants Arnie all to herself. Oh, so goddamn good, man. Wild, crazy adventure in a horrific way. Love the hell out of that, man. So there's some tales out there that have some really interesting moments of going on dates going terribly wrong. But this one, this might take the damn cake. It might, man. And I kind of feel like you have to go so over the top and ridiculous and crazy because what else really is there? Nowadays, we've done that a lot with teen comedies or over the top adventures. Kind of like a movie like Project X or something, right? Because there's been party movies before, but Project X took it to the nth degree, right? We've had Animal House, we've had PCU, we've had all that shit. No, you haven't seen Wild and Crazy until you've seen Project X, motherfucker. And this is one of those ones. Yeah, you might have seen License to Drive. Yeah, you might have seen these other movies, but boy, you ain't seen nothing like this first date. And okay, cool, I get it. We have to be over the top and ridiculous. But even if you're over the top and ridiculous, you still need to have a certain amount of quirkiness and charm and an entertaining quality that's going to keep you invested. Yeah, it could be crazy for crazy sake and wild and over the top, but unless it's grounded in some sort of reality that you can understand and you can appreciate, then does it really matter? I don't know if it really does, guys. First date sounds interesting, and trust me, it's gonna probably be a very wild and crazy adventure. Cops and guns and criminals and creepy cat ladies. Okay, cool. I'm down to experience it. But is it really gonna be memorable? It's hard to beat License to Drive. It really is, man. The two Corys, seriously, if you don't got them, you're shit out of luck, man. Ah, perhaps you are, but you're gonna give it your all. You indeed are at least gonna try, man. It does look interesting, ain't gonna lie. Craziness will ensue. I'm just glad that I have a girlfriend. I really don't need to deal with first dates anymore. Thank the fucking Lord, man. Good God. Good luck to all you boys out there. You're gonna need it. Oh, indeed you are, man. Ah, but the Walmart love, well, that is never ending, man. Yet another Walmart indie experience down, and hopefully more to come. Guns, money, taxes. This is like an everyday occurrence. Seriously. Trying to find your sibling in a post-war wasteland is literally like trying to find an unsticky seat in a porno theater. Yeah, good luck on that one. Let's be real. If the ancient artifact is forcing you to kill people, best to bury that bitch. And if your first date turns into an action movie, it's a good chance you're not getting laid. Just saying, guys, it's a pretty damn good chance, but there's always a good chance for that indie love at old Wally World. Oh, indeed it is. Oh, yes, baby. The weird, the bizarre, the ridiculous, the cheesy. You know I definitely love that shit. Oh, indeed I do, man. So goddamn good. I can't resist, baby. A little oddballs here, but I'll definitely take it, man. And oh boy, physical media reigns supreme yet again, just when you think the week is a loss. Just when you think there's not much to show off, you end up finding some weird gems out there. The big Hollywood blockbusters, you tend to find it all because every physical media week, there's always something unique and interesting worth finding. You just have to go searching for it. And you never know what you'll find, but sometimes you end up coming across a really great gem that you just might give a chance to. That's what physical media is all about, baby. And no matter what type of movie it is, what type of genre you're into, you'll always be able to find something out there because physical media will always, and I mean always, reign supreme. I know you guys agree with me, even when it comes to weird Walmart indie love. It is true, guys. Oh, indeed it is. But the goodness does not end there, guys, because we have to go to the fourth location, and let's hope some more physical media love is on the way.
All right, everybody, we are at our fourth and final location, and when it comes to Best Buy, I gotta be real. If I don't go in every single week, they're gonna wonder what the hell went wrong. They really will. They kind of miss me every single week at the B, so I gotta make an appearance. I do. And show off the physical media. It's kind of required at this point. Oh, indeed it is. So, you definitely know where we are. The Beast. Best Buy. The Beast, baby. And, oh, it's been kind of an interesting physical media week. I thought it was going to be a lot lesser than what it actually is. A lot of great surprises, a lot of really cool media out there. Maybe not every place, but we've seen some pretty cool stuff so far. So what will Best Buy have in store? Maybe some exclusives, maybe some new release love, maybe a surprise or two, perhaps. But how about we go in and check it all out? All right, everybody, we are in at Best Buy, and I'm already seeing new release love. Let's dig in, baby, with the Blu-ray DVD digital of the Suicide Squad for $24.99, the 4K Blu-ray digital for $29.99, and sadly, well, we missed out on that Steelbook love for $34.99. It's a shame because this is what the Steelbook looks like. It's actually kind of cool, man, with the design on the front and then the back there, and on the inside, that's kind of what it looks like. It looks really cool, man. I knew this was going to sell out, though. I did. This one was going to be a sought-after one for sure, man. So I can't quite blame it for being sold out. Shame we didn't see it, but I have a feeling they didn't have many copies. And what copies they did have sold out pretty damn fast, man. But hey, we still get to see some Suicide Squad love regardless, and I will definitely take it. James Gunn. James motherfucking Gunn. Ah, yes. You know, it's kind of a shame because this movie bombed at the box office. It failed. It was a little bit more successful on HBO Max, I know, but again, not enough to really warrant them doing another Suicide Squad movie. I mean, I'm sure they want to do more with James Gunn. I think they see the potential of him as a filmmaker and somebody that they can definitely do more projects with. I'd definitely love to see it. I'd love to see him play in the DC world again. I'd much prefer another Suicide Squad movie, but yeah, I'm probably in the minority about that. I mean, yeah, a lot of people really didn't dig it, which is a shame. It's one of those movies that I do realize is very niche, and I do realize that it's not going to be for everybody. If you're looking for a more commercialized, same old comic book style movie, this was definitely not going to be up anyone's alley. It definitely wasn't going to light anyone's fire. If you're looking for the same mundane, same old superhero stuff, then this was never going to do it for you. But for somebody like me who likes quirky cinema, somebody that likes stuff a little bit outside the box at times, depending on what it is, I definitely dug it. But then again, I dig James Gunn. And I think that's where the divide really is, because James Gunn is somebody that hasn't always been the most commercial and hasn't been a director that has always been the most PC or somebody that's always gone with the most popular stuff. You have to remember where James Gunn came from, right? Because there's a lot of filmmakers out there, old school ones, that came from the Roger Corman school of filmmaking, right? That's where they did. And they grew up in that old style way.
James Gunn didn't do that. He came from a different school of filmmaking. He came from the Troma school, from the Lloyd Kaufman filmmaking, crazy, wild, weird, bizarre type of filmmaking and cinema. And that is not exactly Roger Corman, guys. If you know anything about Troma, you know that it is so outside the box. It is so weird and crazy and ridiculous and cheesy that it really only ends up having a very niche audience at best. Some of their properties definitely go more towards the more popular, but it's few and far between. They definitely go towards more of a niche, smaller audience. Even though that may be the case, and it is true, Troma and Lloyd Kaufman go out of their way to really be serious as filmmakers and treat their movies with integrity. Even if the movies are so batshit insane that nobody really takes them seriously, Troma takes them seriously. They're putting up the money and they are doing their best to make the best possible batshit movie that they can possibly make, man. And Lloyd Kaufman is very serious about his filmmaking, serious about his budget, and making a very competent yet fucked up movie. And James Gunn grew up in that filmmaking lifestyle. He grew up with the Lloyd Kaufmans of the world and their filmmaking sensibilities and style, and even made one, Romeo and Juliet. If you've never seen Romeo and Juliet, well, first of all, if you've never heard of Troma, you've got a lot of digging to do. But if you have, check out Romeo and Juliet. It's a very fun, fucked up take on Romeo and Juliet, but I really enjoy it. It's actually really fun, man. Ridiculous, but I definitely do dig it, man. And James Gunn is a filmmaker that I've actually come to really love and really appreciate. Sometimes he goes towards the more commercial, like Scooby-Doo. I know he wrote those Scooby-Doo movies. Hey, everybody needs a paycheck, man. He did write the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead, which is really great, man. It is really awesome. I love that. I thought that his writing on that movie was brilliant. Did a fantastic job, man. He did. He's also directed some movies that are really well done, but off kilter and not exactly the most popular of movies. You look at something like Super, which is great. I love Superman. It's a really sort of fucked up comic book tale of this guy that becomes this vigilante and takes the law into his own hands. I love that shit, man. It is violent, it is brutal, it is ridiculous, but I love the sort of dark, edgy humor that the movie has, man. Again, not for everybody, but I definitely do dig that movie. And I gotta give a lot of love to Slither. Slither is amazing, man. Slither is so fantastic. For somebody that grew up with movies like Night of the Creeps, that is such a great homage to the old school 80s classics. It really is. Those slugs going into your brain and turning people into mindless, waking zombies. There's something about that that's really cool. And James Gunn's humor, James Gunn's movie sensibilities have always taken him to these R-rated extremities. And sometimes he's able to pull back really good as a filmmaker and lessen his approach with succeeding results, like the Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 1 and 2. I mean, they're not hard R, but he takes his quirky sensibilities as an artist, his humor, and captures it in a really great way, because the Guardians of the Galaxy is not your average superhero type of characters and story. And I think it's suited for who James Gunn is as a filmmaker. And I think these characters and this situation of the Suicide Squad is the same way, just taken to that R-rated, ridiculous level that only James Gunn can really do, man. And I really do appreciate it. I think James Gunn is a filmmaker that isn't always going to please people. He's not always going to be the most PC guy. He's not going to be the guy that's out there to do movies for a massive, wide audience. There's certain directors that are able to do that successfully, like a Zack Snyder or a Steven Spielberg, and you name it, many other people out there. And that's fine. that's great. Those movies that they do are good, and they deserve the audience that they get. They're mainstream, and I like mainstream. But I also like the stuff that's outside the box, stuff that can't easily be defined, mashup of genres. And James Gunn is one of those artists that has a really great old school quirky sensibility, and he brings that trauma style artiste to mainstream media, whether they like it or not. And there's something about that I really do appreciate, man. I really do dig. And look, I can't wait to see what he does with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I can't wait to see where he goes with his career. I can't wait to see where James Gunn goes, not only in the mainstream pop culture sensibility, but in movies that definitely challenge the boundaries, and movies that are not the color-coded, pretty perfection that some of these mainstream movies tend to be. It's not always perfect. It's sometimes messy and over the top and ridiculous and downright batshit. But that's the James Gunn I love, and I hope he stays that way. I really do, man. I totally do. And there are so many great special features here. I mean, director commentary, old school trailers, deleted and extended scenes, gag reel, making of, and so much more, man. This is a packed disc, and rightfully so, man. This is a movie that deserves a hell of a lot more love than it got, man. I mean, yes, I like the Zack Snyder Justice Leagues of the world. Man of Steel, sure, fine, whatever. Wonder Woman, great. They're popcorn flicks, and this is a popcorn flick too. But you can be a little weird and outside the box and still be a hell of a lot entertaining and still fit inside the mold. It's not easy. Only a few filmmakers are able to do it, and James Gunn is definitely one of them. Well, if I wanted anybody to save the day, might as well be Matt Damon. Wait, he's not playing Bourne? Oh, I don't know about the savior part, guys. I mean, if he's not breaking me out of prison, I don't know if I really want the guy's help. But apparently his daughter does, so, sure, why not? Somebody at least wants his expertise. I think I'll pass, though, guys. I definitely think I will, man. I do really like these type of movies where people are wrongfully convicted, they're in this foreign land, and the idea that they don't understand the culture, they don't understand the rules, and people have to try to go out of their way to try to find the people that are really behind this and get justice for the people that are not able to. I really do love that. And there's quite a few movies like that, man. Like Broke Down Palace. Love Broke Down Palace with Claire Danes, man. So good. Return to Paradise with Anne Heche and Vince Vaughn. Really fantastic movie, man. Love that. I also really love Red Corner from 1997. Do you remember that one with Richard Gere where he's in, I think, like China or Japan or something, and he goes overseas for a job and he sleeps with this woman, and then the next morning she's dead, and all signs point to the fact that he killed her, but he doesn't remember. I love that. And I just love the idea of these movies where, whether you're in Thailand or in China, the idea that the laws are different. And just because you're an American doesn't mean that you're protected. It just means that you're just another patsy for these people to take advantage of you. And that's another reason why I'm not going overseas, guys. I'm not doing it. Fuck it, man. I don't have a passport for a reason. Even though my girlfriend wants me to have a passport, fuck it, man. That's not happening, dude. I mean, maybe one day, because I know she wants to go and check out Paris, and she wants to check out, like, England and shit. And maybe years from now I'll change my mind, but I ain't going to a hostel, put it that way, man. I'm an American, man. What do you think they do to us motherfuckers, man? I got no chance in hell, dude. No fucking way, man. Like I said, it's not a bad movie, all things considered, and I love the acting here. I think Abigail is really good. Matt Damon is solid. Everybody does a good job. I like the idea of righting a wrong and the idea of the language barrier and this guy that's not exactly the most polished person in the world as far as dealing with people. I do like that aspect, but I think there's movies that have been done better. I just named a few of them. And I think the second half loses a lot of steam, unfortunately. It's still an interesting movie over 2-hour film that definitely feels like it, but if you're looking for solid acting and an interesting story about the criminal justice system, this movie's not bad. Could be better, but Matt Damon's a pretty solid actor, so he pulls it off for the most part. Not perfect, it has its faults, but I'd still give it a watch regardless, guys. I definitely would. You do get some featurettes, locations, viewpoints, a couple things, not bad. Like I said, man, I mean, I love movies that talk about people that have gotten duped by the criminal justice system overseas, and how certain forms of communication can get misplaced, and how you can fall into the clutches of a system that doesn't treat Americans fairly. This is another one of those movies, and it's another example why I am staying very, very far away from foreign places. I wouldn't last in prison. I'd be somebody's bitch. Either that, or I've got to shank somebody, or maybe they'll be impressed by my physical media collection. I doubt it. Oh, look at this, guys. Oh, nice. The original series of Star Trek, $89.99. Steelbooks, limited edition. Oh, look at that. Oh, that is so sweet. Oh, that is sweet indeed. Look at that. 55th anniversary original series steelbook collection. Oh, that is so cool. I love the design of that, man. With the ship and the colors in the back. Oh, that is nice, man. I gotta admit, I consider myself an old school Trekkie. I do, man. I mean, the original series, Next Gen, I definitely consider myself a old school Trekkie in a big bad way, man. I love the old school series. Yes, it's cheesy, it's ridiculous. Sometimes it doesn't make a lick of fucking sense, man. But the characters, man, they're so iconic. And there was something about exploring space and those adventures back in the day that really prompted people's imaginations of the possibilities. And there was something about Star Trek that really opened up people's minds and imaginations in the best ways possible. It really did, man. Yes, does it exactly hold up nowadays? Probably not. But I sort of like the life lessons, and I like the stories, and I like how the character interactions are, and there's something about the old school Trek that never really goes out of style. I don't know if it's the camaraderie between the crew, whether it's Kirk and how badass and how he gets laid with so many great exotic alien chicks. Definitely something to aspire to, guys, that's for damn sure. Live long and prosper, man. There's just something about the world of Star Trek that is so intriguing, man. And yes, the newer stuff is not as good as the old school stuff. It's never going to be, but there's a reason why Star Trek has lived on as long as it has. It's lived on because there's something about the stories, there's something about the characters that defines the world of science fiction in a really great way. And exploring worlds and the life lessons that we can achieve, and being better people, and all the encounters that we deal with, and right and wrongs. There's so many great things that come out of the Star Trek series over generations and decades. It's a series definitely worth diving into. Young, old, it doesn't matter. Star Trek is definitely a series that is worth beaming up to. At least I think it is, guys. Oh, what a cool steelbook set, man. Damn, I would really like to buy this. I ain't gonna lie, man. But $90, dude. There is so much physical media that I have to buy. And we're getting towards the time where there's so many sales and deals and great media that's coming out week in and week out that I don't know if my wallet can really deal with it right now, guys. Oh, shit, I don't know. Oh, damn, man. It is so tempting, dude. I don't own the original series on DVD or Blu-ray or anything like that, and the steelbooks look so sweet. I think this is going to have to be put on the back burner for the time being, but I think it's one that definitely has to be on the list. Oh, it does indeed. At some point, I will definitely want to pick it up. Star Trek is just too good. And me being an old school fan, revisiting the old school Spock and Bones and Kirk and all that greatness, Ah, that can't be denied, man. Damn. It's something I eventually will one day have to pick up. That is for damn sure. Me being the old school Trekkie that I am, I definitely have to dive into this in a big bad way. Oh, one of these days I will. Look at that steelbook love. That's some sweet shit. Oh, indeed it is, man. Damn, and look at all this great physical media so far, man. Not bad. And let's hope there's more. And then on the other new release side, it doesn't look like a ton, but looks can definitely be misleading, because look what I find right off the bat, guys. Holy shit. The 25th anniversary 4K digital Steely exclusive for $25.99. Holy shit, look at this beauty. This horror beauty. Oh, look at this. Oh my god. Scream, scream for your life. Oh my god. This is awesome. Do you know how valuable this steelbook is, guys? I mean, seriously, do you know? Oh my god, man. You could sell this on the street for crack. For Christ's sake. Holy shit, this thing is selling out all over the place. I came in here and I'm like, I didn't think I was gonna see this. Damn, I am so glad. You never know when you're gonna find it out and about, and this definitely proves that. Holy shit, man. Damn, dude. Like, I thought like last week I was gonna find it, right? Because Scream was supposed to come out on 4K everywhere, and I didn't find it at Target. I didn't find it here or anything. And I heard there was like a supply chain issue or some stuff that was going on where stores didn't get the supply that they were hoping for, and some people weren't able to get the steelbooks and whatnot, and there was kind of a little bit of a mess. But now that's been obviously it's been rectified, put it that way, man, because now you got some Scream steelbook love here. That is so cool with Ghostface on there and the knife. Oh, that's so cool. Fuck, man. That is awesome, man. That definitely whets the horror appetite. That is for damn sure. That is all kinds of cool, man. That is dope. Damn, that is cool, dude. I gotta tell you, and I talked about it last week, but I am a fan of the Scream series, especially the first few ones. And the first one is an instant horror classic. 1996, it changed the game, right? I mean, I always really like 90s horror, but there's certain movies that define horror in the 90s. And Scream is one of them, along with Candyman and a few other ones. But Scream, I think, as far as horror, defines what the 90s is, man. And this is one of them that really made a resurgence in horror, and we got so many great movies because of Scream. And give it up for Wes Craven, who reinvented the game with Nightmare on Elm Street and movies like Last House on the Left and The Hills Have Eyes, and did it yet again with Scream, man. That's why he will always be one of the masters of horror, because he was just that damn good, guys. He truly was. And the cast was phenomenal. I mean, Courtney Cox coming from Friends and really coming into her own as a movie actress. Obviously, David Arquette. And, of course, you got to talk about Sydney, Neve Campbell, who really transitioned in a big bad way to movies with this. It felt like a new age horror film that took old school sensibilities and was bringing horror up to date to modern times, and I loved it. All the horror tropes that they sort of made fun of, and yet they did at the same time. I love them goofing around. I love the iconic characters. I love the dialogue. I'll be right back. Oh my god. Jamie Lee Curtis didn't go legit until she showed her tits. Oh man. Damn. God damn, do I love this movie, man. It is really, really great. It is one of the best horror movies in decades, and it still holds up to this day. And I think it holds up because of making fun of the horror genre, but yet being a really terrifying tale that's really effective with the kills and the scares. There's not many movies like Scream, and there's a reason why, because it's hard to reinvent the horror genre in unique and interesting ways. There's only a few times that you can really ever do it and be successful, And Scream is one of those times. And man, did it succeed in spades. It really did, dude. I mean, just the beginning of the movie, just the fake out of having a big name actress like Drew Barrymore and thinking that she's going to be the heroine of the story, and to see her bite the dust, I think it shocked a lot of people. No one was really expecting it. And it's stuff like that that really made the genre fresh and exciting, and it's still going to this day. The Scream franchise is still going to this day. Scream 5 next year, man. It's still going on because Ghostface is that popular. The Scream franchise is just that damn good. And yeah, some iterations are better than others, but as far as the first Scream is concerned, oh man, there's a reason why the classics never go out of style, because they're just that damn fucking good, man. And Scream is among the pile. Indeed it is. Oh, man, all that 4K love. That is sweet, baby. Sweet indeed. I am eventually waiting for a box set, because I kind of feel like with Scream 5 or so, we're going to get this big box set of Scream, so I'm kind of going to hold back. I know you guys are going to kill me. You're like, wait a minute, you have the Scream Steelbook in your hands and you're not going to pick it up? No, I'm not going to get it, guys. I'm going to hold back. It's tough to do it, I ain't gonna lie, but I have a feeling down the line there's gonna be a great 4K box set of all of them, and at that point I'll definitely get it. In the meantime, I'll save the Scream love for someone who definitely wants it. But this Steelbook is goddamn sweet, baby. Oh, it is sweet indeed, and I can see why it's going for big money and why it's selling out all over the place, because Scream, who can deny all of that great horror love? Oh, and they do have a little bit more Steelbook love with the Wolfman. I love doing that shit, man. The 4K Blu-ray digital for $27.99. I wish they had a little bit more Universal Steelbook love, but for the meantime, I'll definitely take a little Wolfman goodness, man. 80th anniversary. Holy shit, man. Ah. And it continues to get better with age. Oh, indeed it does, man. Damn. Oh, dude. My mother loves the Universal monsters, man. It's the shit she grew up with. Frankenstein, Dracula, the Invisible Man, Creature from the Black Lagoon, the Mummy, the Wolfman. Oh, she grew up with them all, man. And she got me into it, and I love it just as equally as her. Yeah, it's old school. Yeah, it's black and white. Yeah, the effects are a little cheesy, but who the hell cares, man? It's such a goddamn good movie, man. It really is. Lon Chaney Jr., he played such a great Wolfman. He really did, man. He was awesome. And this movie inspired so many other really great ones that came along in the future. Things like American Werewolf in London, The Howling, and so much more, man. I mean, yeah, the effects are not exactly the most groundbreaking, but it was way back in the day. Give them some credit. For the time, man, people were shitting their pants in the movie theater, and rightfully so, man. They definitely were. It's great. I love the atmosphere in here. I love the creepiness. I love Lon Chaney as the Wolfman. I just love it, half man, half beast. I love that, man. And I even love Bela Lugosi in here, man. I love it. When a full moon hits. I love it, man. It's just really great. It's classic. Yeah, is it a little outdated nowadays? Sure, but then again, you could say that about a lot of horror films, but honestly, outdated or not, the classics never go out of style. Black and white, color, it doesn't matter, man. There's something about these old school classics. The characters and the iconography of the look that is just something that, to me, it just takes me back to the old days of old cinema and how it must have been in the movie theater experiencing these for the first time, man. It must have been wild. I love shit like this. I love it so much, man. I really do. I mean, I'll always love the new school horror stuff, but it's the old school stuff that influenced the new school, and you definitely have to appreciate the old school stuff, in my opinion, to appreciate the new stuff. So goddamn good, man. Look at this. Oh, I love the old school Universal stuff. The Hammer horror stuff, there's something about it that is so iconic, and to me, just never tends to go out of style. I just love it. A cold, rainy, dark night and watching a little Universal monster love, that can't be beat, guys. That so cannot be beat, man. I mean, you got a lot of great special features here. 100 Years of Universal, trailer gallery, commentary, a bunch of featurettes as well. I mean, come on, man. There's been a lot of great werewolves tales out there. There truly has. I own a ton of them. But you always have to give it up to the originals. You always have to give it up to the first ones that really broke the ground. And the Wolfman is definitely one of them. And seeing old school classic actors like Lon Chaney Jr. play these half human, half beasts, that's a real treat, not gonna lie. Well, look, he might be blind, but he sure knows how to use a turkey baster. Oh, I will never get over that, damn it. I will never do it. With Don't Breathe 2, the 4K digital for $24.99. Ah, yes. Ah, the blind man is back to wreak havoc. As long as he doesn't have the turkey baster, I'm cool, bro. I'm really cool, man. Just keep a fucking turkey baster away from that motherfucker and never invite that guy to Thanksgiving, please. God, you'll regret it if you do. Oh, man, dude. I gotta admit, I still don't know whether I like the fact that they turned him into a hero. I really don't. There's something majorly uncomfortable about that. And it's not like it hasn't been done before in other movies and other series, because it has. You look at something like Chucky, right? They eventually made Chucky sort of wisecracking and joking, and you learn to love the guy, right? Or Freddy Krueger. At first, Freddy Krueger is completely terrifying and evil and sinister, and he starts to crack some jokes, and you start to get comfortable with the guy. But that was over like a long series of films. The same with Chucky and a lot of other horror villains out there. You even look at something like The Devil's Rejects, right? I mean, yeah, they were sort of terrifying, but there was always this sort of out of left field humor that kind of humanized them a little bit. Still terrified of them, but kind of did it. They never really did that with the blind man, to be fair. They never really did. He just ended up being really sinister and creepy and terrifying and a monster. And then all of a sudden, in Don't Breathe 2, without any explanation, without any crazy turnaround, he's suddenly a nice guy who is taking care of this little girl and living a very peaceful existence. Wait a minute, what happened to that guy from the first film? What the fuck? Like, I don't know. To me, it's not like you can't humanize terrible human beings, because you can. It's been done in cinema many, countless times, man. It truly has. But again, you do it gradually over time. You look at somebody like Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Like, if they did a second one, it's not like he's suddenly going to be a complete family man and the nicest guy in the world, and oh yeah, the killing and the raping and the murder and all that jazz. Yeah, that's old news. I mean, come on, man. I don't know. Like, I think that's what brings this movie down, because I always had an idea for a sequel, right? If you remember the end of that first film, and what ended up happening. And I ended up thinking, why don't we just pick up where the last film left off, or shortly after the last film, where obviously he's hunting the survivor down, and they get into this really great cat and mouse game, and he's stalking her, and eventually she stalks him, and it's the final showdown. Like, that's what I wanted. That's where I thought they were going with it. And then I see Don't Breathe 2, and I'm like, wow, he's hiding out, he's stolen this little girl, and he's suddenly this nice, peaceful family guy. Huh? I don't know, man. Like I said, I think that's what really ruins the movie. If this was just an average movie, right? If this was a regular film not called Don't Breathe 2, right? If it was just called, Blind Man Fury or whatever the fuck it is, then I might have went with the movie, right? I would have went with it, and I wouldn't have had a problem with it. It would have been a fine film. But this is the sequel to Don't Breathe. A sequel to a character that is a really twisted human being. And to forget all of that and just make a sequel where none of that matters, there's something about that I think is really wrong, man. like I said, the movie's not bad, and the movie has some really cool moments, some really cool kills, and some atmosphere to it, but as a sequel goes, especially as a horror sequel, I think it's a real letdown, guys, and that's a damn shame, man. A really great character that had a lot of really great opportunity to be something really sinister and menacing, especially going into a sequel that could have been really clever, but this, not so much, and that's a shame, man, especially with all the talent behind the camera that's involved in this. You'd think they'd come up with something better, but Scream, yeah, this definitely isn't, guys. That's for damn sure. I mean, you do have alternate endings, a bunch of featurettes, audio commentary with the filmmakers. I mean, there's a lot of great special features here. And I really love Stephen Lang, man. I mean, Stephen Lang does a great job in the role. But again, it's not a great sequel to the first movie. And that's the problem. As a standalone film, it works fine. But as a sequel, what you're expecting, you don't get. And sometimes the unexpected can be a really great surprise, and other times it can be a really big letdown. And with Don't Breathe 2, unfortunately, as far as the possibility of a sequel is concerned, it's kind of a letdown. They still have a lot of Three from Hell Steelbook love. Wow, they have a ton of that. I mean, do you go with the 31 Steelbook love, or do you go with Three from Hell love? Is that really a contest? You go with Three from Hell. Come on, guys. It's the better movie. Seriously. I mean, it's not as good as Devil Rejects or House of a Thousand Corpses, but it's way better than 31, man. I mean, come on. I mean, that's really cool. I mean, they still have a ton of that, but you want to know what I didn't realize they had more of? Holy shit! They have more of it, guys! Oh, they have more of the American Psycho 4K Steelbook love. Oh, look at this. Oh, I did not think they were going to get more back in. Oh, I'm kind of thinking I need to buy this, guys. I'm thinking I do. Last time around, I didn't buy it, and I so regretted it. I think the physical media gods are telling me something, guys. I indeed think they do. If you don't buy it now, you may never get it. And you know what? Sometimes you gotta listen to your gods. Oh, you do, and I might have to. Oh, that is so good. And God, I love the movie, man. Patrick Bateman. Can I say he's one of my heroes? Is that twisted? It might be, guys. I don't give a shit. I don't, guys. Oh, if I could only be like Patrick Bateman, my life would be perfect. Oh, man. Yeah, that's really fucked up. Oh, Lord, it is, man. Damn. Got all the great Steelbook love. Oh, man, this. And Who'da Thunk, man. Holy shit. Damn. Man, this ain't gonna last for long. That's for damn sure. Oh my God, look at all the great stuff that they have. I mean, the shelves are a little empty, but that don't mean that you can't find some really good physical media. It is definitely around. You just gotta search. Let's see what else they got. And then on the back side, it doesn't look like a lot of physical media to check out, but there is a few things worth showing off, like the Blu-ray of On the Rocks. Ah, Bill Murray, Rashida Jones. All right. Nice. Now, I did not check this movie out. I actually wanted to. I went on Amazon Prime to see if this is available, and it's not. Why? Because it's an original Apple TV movie, which means that if Amazon Prime gets it, it ain't gonna be anytime soon, guys, and I'm not paying an extra subscription for Apple TV just to watch this movie. I got enough subscriptions as it is. I don't need to get Apple TV. It does look interesting, though. I mean, I looked at the trailer, and basically from what I know, it's about this father who is somebody who's not exactly the greatest human being in the world visiting his daughter, and the idea that her husband may or may not be cheating on him, and it's the complications of that. It's the father-daughter relationship. They learn to deal with one another, the complexities of their long-standing relationship, and dealing with their issues, right? Complicated father-daughter stuff. We've seen it a time or two in other movies, so why not yet another time, man? I mean, I gotta admit, I do really love Bill Murray, man. There's something about Bill Murray that I've always dug. I don't know whether it's his sarcastic humor or just his devil-may-care attitude. I've always enjoyed what he's done, man. And in his later years, he's kind of reinvented himself a little bit. as an artist, done a little bit more sort of quirky indie fare, like Wes Anderson stuff and a lot of Sofia Coppola work, which is cool. I feel like you need to grow as an actor, and Bill Murray in his later years decided to do that. Completely fine with it, man. Rashida Jones, on the other hand, I've never been a huge Rashida Jones fan. She's fine. I've dug her in certain comedies, but I can't say that I truly love her, but she doesn't annoy me either. So it's not that I absolutely love her as an artist, but she's not like a Kristen Wiig or a Melissa McCarthy that sort of grates on my every nerve. So I can deal with her, man. But Sofia Coppola, man, she's an interesting egg, isn't she? Especially as a director. I mean, her father being Francis Ford Coppola, that's huge shoes to fill. Huge, gigantic shoes to fill. I don't think she's ever truly filled them 100%, but I appreciate the effort, and she's done some really interesting stuff. I mean, she's done Lost in Translation. That's probably the one that she's most known for and will always be known for, which is a really great film, man. The chemistry between Bill Murray and Scarlett Johansson, fantastic. What a great film. I also really love The Bling Ring. I think The Bling Ring is highly underrated, man. A really great sort of heist drama comedy that is way better than people give it credit for, man. Of course, another one she did amazing with, The Virgin Suicides. The Virgin Suicides is so heartbreaking, man, and really dark, and I love every second of that. What a great goddamn movie. Of course, she hasn't done everything great. I mean, The Beguiled, kind of a bore fest, not gonna lie. Marie Antoinette, ooh, I remember when Marie Antoinette came out, man, she got roasted for that, dude. Holy shit. Man, she got roasted big time for that, man. She's also done a movie like Somewhere, which is kind of in between. It's alright, not great either. I mean, when she's a really great filmmaker, she really is good and proves herself. But when she's bad, yeah, she's really bad, and it doesn't really work all that well, guys. Ain't gonna lie. This seems like an interesting movie, more towards the way of Lost in Translation, I think. And if it's more towards that, I would probably dig it, depending. I mean, with Bill Murray on board, hey, anything is possible. I'll definitely take it, guys. That's for damn sure. Bill Murray, timeless classic. No matter what movie he's in, he always brings his A game. He's just that damn good. Even in a father-daughter mundane drama, he still is able to bring it. That's why I love the guy, man. He elevates material. And I think this is a movie that's definitely going to need a little bit of elevating, and why not bring in the best? Right? Holy shit, they have it. Oh my god. Dude, this is so cool. They have the limited edition 5-movie collection set, 4K of Underworld. Oh my god, for $60. Holy shit. I was not thinking I was going to see this. Oh, look at that. Dude, that is sweet. Underworld Evolution, Underworld The Rise of the Lycans, Underworld Awakening, and Underworld Blood Wars. Oh, man. Shit, this is great. Oh, look at that box art, too. Oh, that's kick-ass. Oh, that's so fucking cool, man. God damn it. That is pure perfection. Look at that. Dude, I actually really do dig the Underworld series. Okay, it's not perfect, okay? It's not. I'll cop to it, alright? And some of the later movies are not exactly winning me over, like Blood Wars. Blood Wars, yeah, it's probably the weakest of all the films, to be fair. At least in my opinion it is. But for the most part, I actually think the Underworld series succeeds. It really does, honestly. I've always really dug the Lycan and Vampire War. There's something about that I've always really digged, because as long as I've been watching horror movies, and oh man, I've been watching horror movies for a long ass time, guys. I've always thought, what about that? Like, all the vampire movies I've seen, all the werewolf movies I've seen, what about if they were to fight each other or go against one another? It's kind of an interesting idea, and they definitely took that and they spun it into something really cool and a great mythos and a great horror action series that tends to work. I mean, not gonna lie, Kate Beckinsale in leather doesn't hurt either. I mean, it doesn't, let's be real, guys. But I've always really dug it. I've dug the designs of the lichens, and I love the transformations, man. Like the really brutal transformation of your face, and how you really are just in pain. Your bones are breaking and turning into this beast. I've always loved that, man. Like one minute you're a man, and the next second you're this snarling beast that's ready to attack and kill. I've thought that was really clever and really cool, and I've loved the mythology of it, and I've loved the different sides, because no side is purely good and no side is purely evil. There's always complications to it, and it's something that I've really appreciated, man. I thought it's been cool, man. I really have, and there's been some great actors that have come into this piece, like Bill Nighy. Oh man, Bill Nighy is one of the vampire leaders, is like one of the best, man. He fucking rocks in this series. He's great. I mean, Kate Beckinsale is always amazing as well, and so many other people have come and gone in this franchise, but it's not perfect. I kind of feel like it's gotten maybe too complicated and too up its own ass, and maybe in order to keep the series going, they've had to like up the ante so much that at this point it's sort of gotten to ridiculous levels. Like now Kate Beckinsale is like the uber vampire, and she's got uber special, cosmic powers, and you're like, well, what the fuck? Like, wait a minute, remember when the first movie was just a simple war? What happened? I mean, seriously, man. But I do love that, and I actually kind of, for the most part, really dig this. I know that people compare it to like the Resident Evil series as like, well, it's a series that got shittier over time. And it kinda did, but if I'm picking between the Resident Evil series or the Underworld series, I'm picking Underworld, okay, man? I think there's far more better movies. I love the mythology. I love the horror aspects mixed with the action thriller stuff. And I actually think they take the old school mythology of vampires and werewolves and they spin it in a really clever and interesting way, man. I actually think that this is a pretty good, unique, imaginative, and creative series. And it takes the old school horror concepts and it mixes them in a way that works for modern times. I do like it, man. It's not perfect. There's better vampire and werewolf movies out there, but as a cool little mashup of two horror genres sort of coming together, I dig it. I really do dig it, man. It's kind of unfortunate that we never got more movies, or maybe it is fortunate because the last one kind of sucked balls. But I mean, Kate Beckinsale has always said how she really loves the Underworld series, how she'd love to come back and do more. I would love to see her come back and do more. I mean, seeing more Kate Beckinsale in leather, it's something that is kind of a hobby of mine at this point, guys. I would just go to see that. But I would also go to see the great mythology and the characters and the cool vampire and werewolf stuff, man. It definitely has a lot of redeeming values. It really does. And it's way better than I think people have given it credit for over the years. It's got a lot of shit, but if you go back and look, especially at the earlier films, the first, like, few films, I think it kind of holds up. I think it stands up. It's not bad, actually. I think it works in its own unique way. I really do, man. And a lot of special features, actually, man. A ton. Making ofs, commentaries, you name it, man. Across all the discs. Oh, that's awesome, man. God, look at this box set. This is cool. It reminds me of the one they did not too long back for the Resident Evil one. And that was a cool box set. I mean, not a fan of the movies, but I gotta give that box set due. It looked pretty kick-ass. And this one looks the same, man. I gotta admit, when they do a box set, damn, they fucking do a box set. And this is sweet. Dude, it's killer. Oh, that is so awesome, man. This is another one I really want to get, guys. Oh, I really want this Underworld collection in my own collection. $60. There's so much physical media to buy. It might have to be put on the back burner for the time being, but trust me, this is another bucket list thing, and I want some Kate Beckinsale in leather in my collection. One of these days, damn it, it's gonna happen. I guarantee it, man. Guarantee it indeed. But that looks pretty sweet, and any Underworld fan worth their weight in gold probably has to pick this up, because this looks fucking amazing, man. That looks cool, dude. Oh, man, not bad for physical media this week. Some really great stuff, man. Some awesome stuff indeed to behold at the beast. I'm loving it. Let's head out. a little beast love never hurt nobody, and I think Best Buy definitely did their due this week. I truly do believe it, guys. Oh, they even have a little more Vestron love. Oh, they got the Hitman's Bodyguard steelbook in. They got a lot of really, really great stuff, man. Some sweet, sweet things here at the Beast, baby. Oh, yeah. I'm kind of digging it this week. I mean, they're not perfect. We didn't see everything. Lord knows I would have loved to see a little Suicide Squad Steely, but I kind of knew that that was going to be a popular one. So, yeah, better luck next time. Put it that way, guys. But that being said, though, a lot of really great surprises, things I was not expecting. The Underworld collection, Scream Steelbook. Holy shit. That is one hell of a hot commodity, baby. Oh, indeed it is. And all the other physical media in between here at the Beast, man. And let me tell you something, they are getting ready for Black Friday. I say that in a big bad way. I mean, like I said, look at the TVs, man. The TVs are nuts over here. There are so much fucking TVs, and in fact, I'll even show you guys, if you will look over here, TVs over there, TVs over here, TVs over here, TVs all over there, and in fact all within the side aisle here as you walk through, there are TVs galore, man. Holy shit, dude. They are gonna sell TVs in a big bad way for Black Friday, the holidays, and I hope that includes physical media as well. And with weeks like last week and this week, I think it's proven to be a good thing. Oh, indeed I do, man. The Beast is showing some movie love, and you know how I like it, man. Oh, they definitely do. Oh, and when they do well, they definitely stand out among the crowd. And this week, a lighter physical media week, but they proved they can still have some really unique things that make a physical media week truly stand out. Ah, indeed they do. I love it. As a physical media boy, of course I do. Oh, yes. And I hope you do too, man. All that physical media love is never a bad thing, and I am a very happy man. So how about we hold home and finish the video? All right, everybody. That'll do it for the Blu-ray and DVD out and about video this week. And truth be told, not as exciting of a physical media week as last week, but that doesn't mean that we didn't find some really great stuff out there, man. I mean, for a slightly lesser week, man, did we see some really great physical media. We truly did, man. And that's what I'm saying. You just never know about the out and abouts, man. You never know what you are going to find until you actually go out there and check out the store, check out what they offer. And you'll be surprised sometimes what you can really find. Hell, I know I was. I definitely was surprised, man. Some things I was not expecting. And some interesting additions out there that I was glad to finally check out, man. Some really, really great stuff overall. Yes, not every store didn't supply a lot of the love. Looking at you, Walmart. But hey, for the most part, physical media delivered this week, and I will definitely take it. That is for sure, man. Hopefully you got something good this week. It was definitely well worth it, wasn't it? Ah, indeed it was, man. Hopefully you did. If you did at all, and why wouldn't you get any physical media love? But just in case, definitely let me know, guys. But as far as I'm concerned, well, I did pick up a few things. The first, obviously, guys, I picked up the Suicide Squad, the Target exclusive edition, baby. Look at this. Love it with all the bullet holes. I love it, man. Oh, bullet hole written in the back and bullet hole written in the front. Ah, yes, man. Now, not gonna lie, I was actually really intrigued by the Best Buy Steelbook, which I would have loved to have grabbed. However, something about my Best Buy never supplying enough Steelbooks for everybody. One of these days, it better damn change. Oh, indeed. Maybe one day I will get the Steelbook, all things considered. But I do like this Target edition all the same. It is pretty cool, man. Obviously, you get the outside cover there with all the bullet holes, which does look pretty cool, ain't gonna lie. Then, on the inside, you do get
those different art cards and everything. I haven't really opened it up or anything yet, but you do get some of those, which is cool. And of course, you get the Blu-ray itself. Very, very nice, man. I really dug this movie, man. I really did. But then again, I'm a fan of James Gunn. I'm a fan of his sensibilities as a director. I like what he does as an artist. And I really appreciate his sense of humor, his style, and doing it in this R-rated way. I thought really fit him, man, in the best possible fashion that you could get him to do a project. I don't see James Gunn ever doing like a Batman or an Aquaman or a Wonder Woman or something. That's just not him. But if you put him in this sort of arena with these sort of weird, crazy, unknown villains and do a quirky story around that, he really shines. And it's movies like this that really prove it, man. I mean, yes, I don't think this movie made a lot of money because people had a bad taste in their mouth from the first Suicide Squad and they weren't willing to trust this. And also, it's a hard movie to promote because it's not exactly a known property. These aren't exactly known characters, so it's hard to get the casual viewer on board. But honestly, if you're willing to have a really wild and crazy and fun time with a movie that's outside the box, then damn, this is a good one to enjoy. It truly is, man. And like I said, this movie is so many leaps and bounds over the first Suicide Squad film that this will just take the bad taste out of your goddamn mouth. It really will, man. Love the hell out of this movie, and I'm glad to have it in the collection. That's for damn sure, man. So I got the Suicide Squad Love from Target. Damn glad to finally have that. But when I was at Best Buy, I was looking at all that physical media love, man, and there was something that definitely stood out to me. Something that stood out in a big bad way. And if I didn't get it, I think you guys would have roasted me. I think you would have. When I missed out on it the last time, I wasn't going to miss out on it this time. Oh, I think you know what that is, and that is none other than American Psycho. Yes. Look at this, baby. Oh, my God. Oh. American Psycho. God damn it, man. I have wanted this thing. And like I said, I trusted BestBuy.com. They gave me my copy. It was damaged all to shit. And then I had to bring it back. And by the time I did, the other copies were sold. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And so the waiting game happened, man. But I didn't have to wait very long because Best Buy got more stock in. Oh, nice. God. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I love this movie so goddamn much. Seriously, man. I mean, I love the horror aspects here. I love the killing. I love the charm. And I just love the persona of Patrick Bateman, man. This sort of ultra yuppie that hates being a yuppie, but yet revels in it at the same time and wants to be the best out of all of them. And when he doesn't get his way, the killing starts. Oh, it does, man. Damn it, I love it, dude. This is so good, man. And I've always enjoyed this from the moment I saw it years and years back on like Cinemax or some shit and all the way up till now, man. This is so good. I already have the 4K regular edition, but when I saw this steelbook, I'm like, this is amazing. Look at this. Oh, look at that. Oh, there. Oh, so awesome. God, I love this. Shit, man. I mean, this is like the perfect steelbook for American Psycho that you could possibly get, man. Oh, Lord. So goddamn good, man. I'm so happy because I kept on seeing everybody else, hey, I got the American Psycho steelbook. And I'm like, yeah. Not no more, though. It's going in the collection, baby, in a big bad way. Can't say I'm always for every single steelbook that comes out there, but this one, especially as an American Psycho fan, this definitely tickled my fancy in a big bad way, and I loved it, dude. Oh, so good to finally have it in the collection. Well worth the wait. Ooh, indeed it is, guys. Oh, so nice, man. I I only wish I was Patrick Bateman. I can kind of see the resemblance. And then the next two that I have, guys, the last two that I have to show off here, it's kind of interesting because a long while back I did one of my live streams and I got a really great question about what are some movie releases that I've wanted but I wasn't able to get, things that are on my bucket list, right? And so I named off a few things: Scream Factory stuff, other labels, you name it. And I had one of my subscribers type in the chat about how they had one of these releases that I wanted. And I was like, really? You do? And he's like, yeah, I don't really want it, but would you take it if you were interested? And I said, sure, absolutely. I mean, seriously, am I going to say no? No, I wasn't going to do it. And thus began a long back and forth between me and this subscriber. And there were some issues that happened from time to time. Moments that he was going to send it out but didn't quite have the money. Other times when he was going to send it to the P.O. box, but because there was issues on his end with his post office, it couldn't get to my P.O. box, so he had to send it here to the apartment, and back and forth and everything. And I appreciated his patience. I hope he appreciated mine. And there were some difficulties along the way, but at the end of the day, they did arrive. And I am so beyond thankful for Patrick in a big bad way. I really am. So I'm going to show these off, man. But I want to say thank you to Patrick for going out of your way to send me this stuff. I know that you've had difficulties from time to time, and I know this wasn't easy sending this package out, but the fact that you did really, really warms my heart. And the fact that, you know, you were willing to part with something that I'm sure that you paid a lot of money for, because this type of release is not cheap. And the fact that, you know, you weren't willing to take my money. I mean, mind you, I did offer you. I did offer you like $10 more money to help you out, but you said no. And so, you know, I'm a little like, oh, but I understand it. And so I am thankful regardless, man. And these are awesome. These are truly awesome, man. So I cannot wait to put these in the collection. I can't wait to show off these to you guys. So I'm going to do it right now, man. Now, the first one, well, actually, the first one that he sent me was the one that I wanted. And then he said, look, because it's been all this trouble, let me send you something else, right? Do you have this particular title? And I said, no, I don't, so let me send this one to you as well. So he sent this to me. I did actually want this one because I don't have it in the collection yet. But the extra added title that he sent me was Showgirls. Oh, he sent me Showgirls. The 15th anniversary sensational edition. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. Oh, so good. Now, actually, it did not come with the black case. I had a black case lying around, and I was like, you know what? I think this would look good in a really great black case, man. And indeed it does. I'm not going to lie. It looks pretty sweet, actually. Oh, look at that. Great. It came in great condition. The disc came in minty condition as well. I definitely enjoyed it, man. And my God, dude, I've talked about Showgirls God knows how many times in various videos over the years. I do love it, man. It is wild. It is ridiculous. It is so over the top, man. But there's something that's a certain charm to this movie that I love. And the fact that it's directed by Paul Verhoeven. RoboCop. Total Recall. Seriously, I mean, this guy made this. Showgirls. That's crazy to me, man. It is crazy, but I love it. And just the fact of the same chick that was in Saved by the Bell, the Goody Two Shoes, is now a major stripper in this movie. There's something insane about that that I just really love, man. And I've always dug this movie. And I remember back in the day, you know, when I was young,
And it's one of those movies that comes on late at night and you're not meant to watch it, but you sneak and watch it regardless. Yeah, that was me, guys. And I just love the hell out of this film, man. It's so batshit crazy, but I just love every instant of it. And this is one of those movies that is the epitome of a stripper movie. It really is, man. As much as I love so many stripper movies out there, like, Striptease or Hustlers, you name it, some really good ones. As much as those ones are great, and I really do appreciate them, nothing, and I mean nothing, beats a little Showgirls Love. Oh, indeed it doesn't, man. With the gold and the black case together, it looks extra sweet, man. Indeed it does. Man, you were willing to part with this, Patrick? Seriously? Man, this would have been all kinds of late night entertainment all the damn time. And I guess it's about to be again. Oh, man. Oh, Lord, the fact that I've never had this in the collection before, I don't have it at all. Man, this is sweet to have, finally. Oh, my God, indeed it is. Showgirls Love. Can't be beat, man. Thank you for this one, indeed, man. What a great little surprise that is. But that was the add-on, guys. That was the extra add-on that I had. The one that I'm going to show you is the one that I was definitely interested and wanted. This one is out of print now. It goes for big money on eBay. And as you guys know, I'm not somebody that's going to pay a hell of a lot of money on eBay if I don't have to. And this title, ooh, I was close. I wanted it so badly. But thanks to Patrick, cross one off the bucket list with none other than the collector's edition release from Scream Factory of The Garbage Pail Kids. Oh my God, yes, The Garbage Pail Kids. Look at this. A live action, heap of fun. Oh my God, do I love The Garbage Pail Kids. Holy shit. Damn, man, I remember back in the day, you gotta remember, like, Garbage Pail Kids was like a brand. They had, like, I think, like, comic books and cartoons, and they had, like, those scratch and sniff cards. Like, they had all this stuff, man. And when they did the movie, I remember watching that movie and just being like, this is weird. Like, it's certain things that when you translate it from drawings or cartoons to live action, you ask yourself, like, man, that is way more twisted than I thought it was ever gonna be, man. I mean, the designs of the actual Garbage Pail Kids themselves are really fucking nightmarish. Like, my God, man, it literally came out of a waking nightmare. Jesus, man, like, just translating that shit to an actual, like, like, puppetry stuff is just crazy. But it was something that I really loved. And there was something about, like, the young boy in me seeing that and the grossness of it that I just kind of always dug and loved. It's movies like this, or if you remember that old school movie like My Pet Monster or something, when they made that movie, and like the stuffed animal, like it translated to live action, like that was some wild shit, man. You don't get movies like that anymore, dude. Like this one or My Pet Monster, dude. God, I wish you did. But we don't want to scare the kiddies or anything. But man, back in the day, we didn't mind terrorizing kids, man. We really didn't. And this one, dude, I just loved. I really did. It was just so bizarre. And the movie didn't really do very well at the box office. I mean, even though it was a brand, I think just kids watching this live action just scarred them for life. It really did. Hell, it almost scarred me at times, but damn, dude, was it worth it. But I just love this movie so much. And when Scream Factory announced this, I really wanted it. I really did. But then there was so many other releases to get, and eventually I just forgot about it. And before you know it, it became out of print, and everybody was trying to grab it, and it was like a feeding frenzy. And so then I'm like, oh my God, I totally forgot to pick this thing up, and I wanted it, and I just decided that probably like a few other Scream Factory titles out there, I'll probably not get it, right? It's probably gonna elude me for forever.
And it's because of you, Patrick, that I no longer have to worry about this title, man. This is amazing. And I love the inside of that, dude. That's so cool. Oh, it's so awesome. That is so great, dude. Oh my God, do I love this movie. I haven't revisited this movie in like 20 years, maybe 25 or more. Like, it's been a really long fucking time since I've watched this movie, man. It truly has. But I want this in a so bad way. And the fact that you were willing to part with this, Patrick, and I also got to give you a lot of credit, Patrick, because this came in minty condition. The slipcover, because a lot of people, when they say they have a lot of these releases, they don't really keep their slipcovers in good condition. They don't really care about them. But you actually kept it in really great condition. It looks amazing. It looks practically brand new. You definitely take care of your media in a big bad way, and that I appreciate beyond anything, man. The fact that you care for your physical media to keep it in good condition, even the slipcovers, that means you care. And trust me, that does not go over my head, not even in a little bit, man. The fact that you were willing to give this to me means a lot to me. It really does, man. Seriously. You didn't have to. You could have said, hey, man, I'm going to charge you like $60 or $80 for this title. And if you want it, you're going to pay. And you didn't do that, man. You didn't. You were somebody that was like, hey, man, from one physical media collector to another, I understand. I appreciate it. And if you're going to enjoy it more than I am, then it makes sense for you to have it. And I wish more people were like that. We have so many greedy people within the physical media world. You know, go on eBay and you'll see them all the time. I see YouTube videos where, well, I'm selling all of these. And I'm like, you got them from a company. A company gave you those to review. And you're now just selling them off to the highest bidder. And you don't give a shit about them. You never gave a shit about them. And that really pisses me off, man. As somebody who really cares about physical media, that cares about movies, I see some of these schmucks, these fucking assholes. I see them out there, and I'm like, these guys don't care about physical media. They may have a huge collection. They may say they care, but they don't give a shit. It's people like you, Patrick. It's people like me. It's a lot of you guys out there who are watching this who care about physical media, who are the real lovers out there. And I can't thank you enough for this, Patrick. I really can't, man. This is going in the collection. This is a bucket list title that I can finally cross off of the bucket list because of you. And for that reason alone, man, you fucking rock, dude. You fucking rock. You're amazing. And I can't thank you enough. I really can't. From the bottom of my heart, beyond thank you. I mean, I don't know if you'll get anybody that is more appreciative of you giving them Garbage Pail Kids other than me. But again, dude, I just thank you so much. And this movie is going to be cherished in the best ways possible, man. Trust me. It's going in the collection, so it's going to be cherished, man. It's yet another Scream Factory love that I can finally cross off of that good old bucket list, man. And Patrick, man, you are awesome in every way imaginable. Thank you, sir. Beyond thank you. Garbage Pail Kids. I didn't think I was going to get it, but because of a really great subscriber, a really great part of the Film Fan Nation, and somebody I consider a friend, I have it in my hands. Thank you beyond words, man. Thank you so much. And trust me, I ain't selling this, okay? I could get money for it, but I want my Garbage Pail Kids love. Oh, indeed I do. So it's staying in the damn collection, man. As is all of the physical media love this week. Oh, indeed. New releases, Steelbook love, and a little OOP. Oh, yes. I think physical media definitely did me right this week. And before I let you guys go, I want to talk about this. Now, I don't want to be a buzzkill or anything, but I think this does need to be talked about in a serious way, and that is the incident that happened on Rust. Now, if you have not been keeping up with movie news and I mean, this story has turned into like a national headliner type of news story, so how could you not avoid it? But if you did, somehow living under a rock, right now they are filming a Western called Rust, starring Alec Baldwin. Okay, cool. A little Western film with Alec Baldwin in it. I can dig it. All right. And everything seemed to be going okay with the movie. And then there was a bad accident that happened on the set. Alec Baldwin was shooting one of the prop guns. There was live ammunition in it. And not only did he wound the director, but he killed the cinematographer, Helena Hutchins. And it is such a huge, gigantic tragedy that happened. And there is so much blame to go around. There is so much finger pointing, and rightfully so. There's investigations that are going on. Certain people could literally go to prison. Alec Baldwin could go to prison because technically he murdered somebody. So this is major in a big bad way. And how can this happen nowadays? How can this happen in 2021? How can this exist? And there's a lot of news that has come out and been revealed since the shooting happened, and I'm sure a lot more is going to come out as well. But apparently the armor is not that very skilled, did only maybe one other job before this, and the armor had her doubts. Apparently they were playing around with the ammunition before it got into Alec Baldwin's hands. Apparently Alec Baldwin was using live ammunition to test it out. The guns were faulty. You name it. There are so many things that have come out about the incident at this point that there's a lot of people to literally say you're to blame. Many, many people. But at the end of the day, we have to remember one thing, that a human being has died. Okay? A cinematographer, Helena Hutchins, who was a young cinematographer, had a lot left in her career and had a lot of potential going forward, and was excited to be working on a Western. She was excited to be riding horses and having a chance to film this stuff, and to see her life taken away. Because it's not just about her, guys. She leaves behind a husband and a little child who are literally never going to see her ever again. She's not coming home. She's not going to be coming home to kiss her husband or to hug their son. That's never going to happen now. She's gone, and she ain't never coming back. And this is a tragedy that could have been avoided. Why did this happen? Why did this have to happen? Haven't we learned anything? Haven't we learned a single goddamn thing from what happened in the 90s with The Crow, with Brandon Lee? Did we not learn anything? I thought at that point we were going to be more about safety and about, being responsible with guns and ammunition and rounds and being more responsible for our actions. I thought we had gotten past this. But apparently not, because apparently we're willing to cut corners in order to make a movie. Safety be damned. And I don't care about the gun debate right now. I mean, everyone's like, well, we shouldn't have guns, this. I said, look, at the end of the day, I'm okay with it as long as we're safe with what we're doing. We can have guns on set. There's been many, many, many guns in movies, and there will be in the future. And they've been safe as long as they're blanks, as long as there's a responsibility to how you handle them, then this should have never been an issue. But unfortunately, we're willing to literally sacrifice that in order to save a few pennies. Apparently, the studio knew about some of this stuff as well that was going on the set, certain safety issues that people were complaining about and nobody ever rectified it. And I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, like, when are we ever going to learn, man? When are we ever going to learn? Because if we didn't learn with Brandon Lee on The Crow, and if we don't learn now, then the same incident is going to happen 5 years from now, 10 years, 20 years, you name it. And we're all going to be shocked, and we're all going to be surprised, and we're all going to be like, oh my God, this is tragic, and it is. But it's only tragic, and it continues to be tragic because we don't learn from our actions, man. I mean, look, I love movie making. I love movies. I love watching movies. I love the action shoot 'em up films. I do. But if we cannot be responsible on a film set, if we cannot take the proper precautions to protect everybody, the actors and the crew, you name it, then we shouldn't be making movies. We shouldn't be making them. Period. Okay, we should stop now. If we cannot guarantee the safety of everybody involved, then what's the point of making a movie? Because I'm not gonna lie, man, there is a lot of injuries that happen on a movie set. Movie sets are not, safety proof. They're not 100% safety proof. A simple thing can happen. Daniel Craig has talked about how, instead of doing a crazy stunt that injured his knee or something, he was just walking and he injured his knee on set, doing a simple walk. Or having a simple fight with Dave Bautista that he ended up breaking his nose. Harrison Ford has talked about, how I punched the guy really, and I didn't mean to do it. And there's literally been other incidents on other sets, like Resident Evil, where there was an incident on one of the Resident Evil movies where a stunt woman lost her arm, I think. I mean, sets are brutally dangerous. Brutally. And there could be an injury that can happen in an instant. And I understand that nothing can be 100% guaranteed. But at the end of the day, we gotta come damn close, man. We have to do it. And, if you have to pay a little bit more money to guarantee the safety of others, isn't it worth it at the end of the day? I mean, seriously, we have live ammunition on a set. We have stunt performers. We have people who should be able to handle this stuff in an instant. Why are we sacrificing this stuff for the betterment of a movie? I don't care how good the movie is. I don't care whether Rust comes out and it's literally phenomenal and it's amazing. I'm not going to forget about this. Anytime that you see this movie, you're always going to think of this shooting. It's the same thing with The Crow. As much as I love The Crow, I always think of Brandon Lee getting shot. That never leaves my mind in an instant. It never does. Not at all, guys. And so this isn't going away anytime soon, even if the movie's going to get finished. Because I don't know if it's going to get finished at all, guys, because at this point, with so much issues with the insurance, obviously, a crew member getting killed, another one getting injured, investigations going on, people could literally be jailed for years. I don't think this movie is going to get finished. And if it does, it'll be a goddamn miracle if it does. And even if it gets finished, guys, do you seriously think it's going to go in a movie theater? Yeah, that shit ain't happening at all, man. So this is a tragedy simply from the fact of losing human life. But the fact that this even happened at all astounds me. We are in 2021. We're heading very close to 2022 right now. And we always talk about how we're doing better for society and that we're learning from our mistakes. Well, this is not learning from our mistakes. This is literally causing death and destruction, and it needs to end. And I'm not saying ending guns on set. I'm not saying any of that stuff. I mean ending our stupidity and ending cutting corners simply for the fact of making a product. Because at the end of the day, human life should be more precious than making a product.
Unfortunately, that is not the case. I mean, if you end up seeing Ruby Rose's Instagram, and I actually think you guys should check it out. She talks about so many incidents that happened on the set of Batwoman and all the stuff that happened, all of the safety issues that happened, and how producers and the studios never cared about any of the safety stuff, and she tried to be more of an advocate for it, and nobody listened to her. And it's crazy to think that literally we don't care about other people as long as we get the product out there to the masses. That is ridiculous to me. At the end of the day, if we cannot somehow, some way, fully guarantee in some capacity that the crew members and the people that make these movies are going to be safe, and it doesn't matter whether it's a stunt or whether it's shooting a gun or driving a car or even a fucking tricycle, it doesn't matter, man. If we cannot do that, then there needs to be no more movies being made. And I truly do believe this, man. I have enough movies in my collection now. I love a lot of movies out there, but you want to know what, man? I'll stick with those, because at the end of the day, as much as I love entertainment, as much as I love all of the movies that I have and continue to enjoy films, new and old, you name it, if we cannot guarantee the safety of people who make our entertainment, then we simply shouldn't be making these type of things anymore. We just shouldn't do it, man, because I'm sick and tired of seeing good people die for ridiculous reasons, man, of just cutting a corner here and there or using ammunition. There shouldn't have never been any live ammunition on the set. There shouldn't have never been that. The fact that there was means there was so much irresponsibility from the producers, from the director, from the stars, and everybody in between, man. And nobody once literally brought anything to anybody's attention saying, oh, hey, by the way, there's live ammunition on set here. Don't you think that's a little bit of a problem? It just boggles my mind, man. It really honestly does. At the end of the day, a good person has been killed. A human being who is a mother and a wife, and those two people are never going to experience her presence again, are never able to feel her touch or have a memory with her ever again. This is tragic. This is a tragedy. And stuff like this can easily be avoided. But in order to do that, we have to be responsible. And responsibility is sometimes sorely lacking. And that's just a goddamn shame. It really is, guys. I mean, definitely let me know what you think about this. I definitely am interested to hear your guys' thoughts. This was something that could have easily been avoided, and because we care so much apparently about entertainment, we're willing to risk people's lives in order to do it. And there's just something really deeply wrong about that. There really is, guys. I mean, definitely let me know what you think about this. Really, I want to know, because I am upset about it. I'm saddened by it, and something that we should have learned many, many years ago, apparently we didn't. And it's because of that a tragedy exists today. And that sucks. It really does, guys. It's a shame. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it the thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Check out the other Blu-ray and DVD out and about videos that I do, movie reviews with my friends, live streams, Blu-ray pickup videos, movie hunting, and much
much more. If you are a lover of movies and physical media, hit subscribe and become part of the Film Fan Nation. I want to thank my really great subscribers out there watching all of the videos, and they can be quite long at times. The great feedback, content that you guys end up suggesting to me, certain movies and other people to watch, and just end up sending me a lot of great love, and I hope I give the love right back to you. I hope I really do. So if you guys definitely appreciate what I do, definitely hit subscribe. Also, keep up to date with everything I'm doing through Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. FilmFan108. Keep up to date with everything I'm doing, plus special pictures and videos I do from time to time on social media as well. And if you want to send the channel any movie-related love, you can. The P.O. box is in the description below. Movie posters, care packages, physical media, anything you wish to send. It's not expected, but it definitely is appreciated, and you guys have always asked me about, doing something for you guys so you could send the channel some really great stuff, me or any of the other guys, and I set this up for you guys, and you have not disappointed me. It's been amazing what you guys have sent, and I cannot wait to see where the P.O. Box adventures take me next. So if you are interested, then definitely send the channel some movie love. And with that being said, guys, boy, physical media has been on fire, and let's hope that fire continues. Let's hope indeed, guys. But until next time, take care, everybody, and remember, happy hunting.